EM Dabblers, Gil Moody here, Community Manager at Dabl Club. I am just here on standby right now as Matheus Pagani is getting the crew put together for our in real life agent camp New York City edition. Today is demo day, and all the builders are excited to share their projects with you. I've already got a link to the GitHub, so we'll be able to follow along with all the projects as they're presenting. But for the most part, I'm going to be quiet today. We'll be watching them all present through their projects, and I can use the screen shared here and the GitHub repository to follow along, so all of our virtual friends are able to have some value in the presentation as well. But by all means, in all accounts, this is an in real life facilitation, and we'll be focusing on trying to stay out of Matheus's way as much as possible. But by all means, I'm glad that you're here with me on this lovely Saturday afternoon. We're going to be watching what all these builders have figured out how to produce with Agent Camp. So, like I mentioned, I'll pipe in with little comments here and there. For the most part, we're going to be watching the action live. I'll be following along with the project repositories live, and we're going to see what these builders have come up with. Quick pitch for you. We're Dabl Club. Dabl Club is where you are going to connect and grow on Polygon and beyond. We're not focused on explicitly just Polygon or just blockchain type technologies. We're here for people that want to dabble in any and all regards. So Polygon is our proud sponsor, and we are very happy to work with them though. And there are plenty of grant opportunities still live at polygon.technology/grant for not only these builders here at this in real life New York City edition of Agent Camp, but for our virtual Agent Camp that we're in the process of wrapping here this coming week. But that is not the end of Agent Camp. We're going to be seeing lots of Agent Camp opportunities in the future as well. It's become a core curriculum for us here at Dabl Club, and we are excited to roll the program out in many different in real life and virtual sessions. And so without further ado, let's see what the action looks like here live in the room, and I'll go ahead and kind of take a side seat.
Hello, hello. We are live. Okay.
Looks good to me, my friend. Yeah.
Yeah, just getting things out here. We're getting the last snacks, making the last pull requests, the last commits. We have Lena to start in a few minutes. Ready to kick here. Let me describe the room for you, Kale.
Sure, go ahead.
Loudly hear all of the keyboards all around. Everyone with the eyes of caffeine, like ready to burst in excitement for the pitch day. All of them eager to showcase what they have built in a week. We have a list of presentation ready. Everyone is discussing who should go first. You can bet that everyone is eager to go first, you know? We're getting back. Start in a minute. I can give you a round, just so you know, everyone. Hello, hello.
Nice. Look at all these dabblers. I dig it. Thanks for being here on a Saturday.
There are the snacks, the most important part.
Good setup, Matheus. We're doing well.
Good crowd. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. All right, friends, as you see there, they're getting all set up to be able to present through their list of builders. We'll be sharing the GitHub repository to follow along with their project pitches as they are going through them live.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Curious as I am, I promise I'm not going to start looking through these projects till they're going through their pitches. So I know that if you're out there watching virtually, you're probably already wondering about what these projects might be just based on their titles, but we're going to check it all out live. Just got word from fellow Dabber Mel. He'll be here at about the 15-minute mark, so maybe about 5 to 8 minutes away till Mel joins us here on screen. We at least share the kind of the README files. What Matheus had for all of the participants get started with their discussions, laying out their project.
I think it's okay, guys. Can you hear me well?
Yep.
Sounds good here.
Did you stop sharing?
Probably.
Yeah, just it's good. Yeah, we're about to start now. It's the big day, Saturday. Thank you everyone for lending your time on Saturday to be with us. It was a big week. We had Valentine's Day in the middle. We have a lot of AI, bit of Web3, decentralized AI, agents, all of that in a week. We could call it a month in a week, of course. And now we finally come here to finish the project. So I would invite first to give the tone of today. Supermoon, I would invite Elena to represent all that they are doing. The Supermoon right now is one of the biggest names in the frontier. They are just starting Supermoon Ventures. They are building on the frontier of AI and Web3 in the industry. So I don't think no one better than you all for being here today. It's a lot of comments, honor to receive you. And we're going to see from the voice of Elena, what you have a question in this too, right?
Yeah, I'll see that.
Yeah, we're going to see what the trends, what she wants to see for the industry, maybe from these projects that you have, and she's going to open some questions and answers. So you can perfectly pitch, you can get some insights to know what you're going to speak first or what you're going to emphasize in your pitch. That could be a great specific start.
Thank you guys for having me here. And obviously, I'm impressed how many people here on Saturday. It's so I want to just briefly introduce myself, just to give you guys context, and then I just gonna open the floor for questions. Because I know everyone is busy, everyone trying to build their projects, so I think it's a better use of time for us to focus on what you guys are actually need today. So just to give you like quick background, and we do also look back, there's on the screen. I'm Elena Oluka. I'm a founder of Supermoon. Spent really 11 years in crypto, which starting to sound crazier and crazier. Time is passing fast. I know it's more like 77 years. I would say it's 1 year for 7 in crypto, especially with you survive so many market crashes. I initially started as many people joined early as a believer in Bitcoin. I'm originally from Russia, so I personally saw how much inefficiency are in the financial sector, and the mission was basically to separate money from institutions, give access to finance, and everyone in the world without like necessity in knowing who they are, what they are, and who they want to be. And I moved to Asia, and actually over 6 years there, building companies, started working time in the crypto space 2017-18 during a second Bitcoin wave. During all the ICO madness and just wildly exciting times. Also had an opportunity to join the United Nations, advise them on how to use blockchain tech financial inclusion. Was maybe one of the shortest periods in my work career because I just saw that nothing was happening, nothing is being done, and I went ahead to build my consulting company with focus on small, medium-sized businesses, helping them grow, scale, and take advantage of emerging tech in crypto, but also traditional tech players. It was also a pretty hot and booming market at that time. And since our industry started growing, we were traveling a lot, it led us to creation of Supermoon. And the first ever version of Supermoon was just a residential experience where we brought in, I believe, like 18 founders, builders, and a couple of investors. Just kind of like a closed circle of friends and family. And to our surprise, we were sold out like within a few hours and had a huge list of people that wanted to join this experience. So we started opening doors, hosting more in-person events, helping founders, investors connect with each other. We did a pretty big appearance 2 years ago with Consensus, with our flagship national Moon party, which gathered over 1,000 people. And there was a lot of quality projects, and pretty much all investors and travel consultants was here. So we brought Supermoon to our next level. And over last year, our community grew to over 22,000 of founders, builders, and investors. We actually had, like you can see all the partners that we have here, that we work with. So we have over 2,500 investors that participated in our events. Our community grew to over 22,000 founders, builders, investors. We have 130 startups that joined our startup days, demo days, residential experiences. They also were able to raise 20 million. I believe the number is bigger now. This number was later in 2024. So projects where we actually have started meaningful connection with investors. We work with pretty much all our tier one VCs. We a lot of strategic partners in our ecosystem, and also trying to consolidate more relationships in Web2 as well. The first is time for us to launch. Not only focusing on our small crypto bubble, but kind of thinking about scalable ideas. We want to serve users, not the dual Web3 users, just users. There should be a separation. We believe that technology should be used as a technology. And here is also a short representation of our startup ecosystem, how way more projects have participated in our startup days. This year, we are introducing more opportunities as our growth engine program, which is our incubation program for startups working in Web3, starting with AI agents and the AI applications. We also launched Supermoon Ventures at the end of last year, and this year we had our first deals, also from ventures, also ready to provide support with our investing in the projects of our ecosystem. And here you can see like different events that were posted over 3 years since it existed. And if you're interested in learning more, you can go to squirrelworld.com. We are in the process of a major update and rebrand, so there are going to be a new version with way more events, way more experiences to accommodate our such a great demand in our network. And I'm happy to answer questions. My area of expertise is go-to-market, fundraising. I work with many projects, helping them to actually secure money from VCs. I've done projects myself as a for VC back. So happy to answer questions related to your VC route, go-to-market strategy, and how to scale and build scalable applications.
Who's going to bring the first question?
Just given that it's such like a nascent space, like what are the kind of indicators for these types of companies actually as far as which ones are investing, which ones are investing to invest in?
It's a good question. So we look at quite a different approach from what receivers that exist in the industry. We are looking at projects that already generate revenue, which for majority of our projects is more usually. So we're trying to educate and mention the days of foreign, especially like some other threshold numbers. So if you obviously like business models are different and it can be early for some significant numbers in revenue should be a solid traction. So we're definitely looking for projects with one product market fit, which is not case in traditional tech and useful sourcing is into projects. We're also looking at scalable applications in the consumer segment. We want to see founders start focus on startups that are able not only to tap into our small level, but also serve consumers. So essentially, like, can you explain your project without usage of Web3, AI, and all the buzzwords that exist, and just demonstrate what is the problem, how you want to solve it, how you want to scale.
What's the average check size that you're writing for? How big is your fund?
So we're a rolling fund. So we like run a little bit differently from anyone else like in the space. Ours we don't have a specific funds sort of limit.
Okay.
Investments are on a daily basis. So right now we're pretty flexible. We're doing smaller checks just because it's funds that we introduced to community. So we can do like as long as 20K if we have played or if project is really early, up to 150 to 100K.
Well, how was your experience with something that you defined, and what was the implementation of crypto or blockchain that they have for interested users like what else?
At that time, first, my department was focused on financial inclusion, so we're looking at different like fintech applications that can people in emerging markets in Asia. So it was in just Asia, what we went, and their focus is on Asian region. So there, I don't think there was an understanding of blockchain technology as every time they brought me to consult on this technology and see how we can actually introduce it and every single application that was suggested. There was obviously an opportunity for a lot of B2B applications in the space, especially and people in remote areas that do have access, let's say, smartphones, but they don't have access to an ATM. For a lot of big established legacy companies, there's for some reason very difficult to understand why would you roll something newer, especially as they already understand And of course, like their interest was looking into technologies in like for financial inclusion, but there was no actionable items in actually implementing it. The first part of their experience was let's go with saves that we already know, rather than and educate about it, rather than educating about solutions that they have no desire to educate themselves.
Yeah, I think so. Do you like one number and breaking a like data game? So, do you guys do like prefer open graph or do you do equity plus?
We can do equity only, we can do equity plus token. So, finally, we consider projects for token only accounts.
What's your core thesis with the fund? And, like, what's the emerging trend like among the VCs you guys are like part of the largest VC? And it is your core thesis when say a specific category what you see the progress.
What do you mean? I wouldn't hear well.
What's your core thesis of fund, right? Where you will want to take the bet for the next 5 years, 10 years.
Okay.
And if this is the idea, then is there any specific category you want to see the progress? Yeah, like you guys are pretty ready. We see all together discussing some emerging trend.
Well, there's, I mean, obviously there's a lot of like informal conversations. There's no like official sit down with all the VCs to discuss like what we're going to be making for like next 5 to 10 years. In terms of AI agents uptake, it is again like similar to any other technology. At the end of the day, you are not backing necessarily technology, you're backing a use case. So there is problems that exist. A lot of investors already prefer infrastructure. There's big opportunities like the B2B segment, the B2B to C segment, where infrastructure can be utilized. They can be like really scalable. There is investors right now who look also at consumer more. There's for the industry. There was a very like interesting situation when we actually got very very highly saturated with infrastructure projects. I don't think it was ever happening in any other industry. We just grew essentially beyond infrastructure projects without vision of how this governance. So right now there's investors that still look for quality infrastructure. Because obviously there is no yet forms that will be used long term. Investors looking at the consumer applications more and more. Showing different tooling that exists. I would say that investors also learned the lesson with some applications that were like highly niche and highly focused on just crypto. And one of the examples is Dabl tooling for Web3 developers, which has a very, very small market. Some projects, and I know one of the project development systems that successfully raised their previous round, but was very difficult for them to generate enough traction to actually continue with this journey. So they have also readjustments and switched in the B2B model. So I would say that scalability is one of the key. There's a lot of people did learn less like for my stories.
Do you have a preference for which B or B2C startups?
We don't have a preference, and we're trying to be very, very open to the community. There's the whole reason of starting ventures on the start like that. There's in our ecosystem, and we do have a very diverse community. So I would say like if it's B2B or B2C, we're still obviously going to look at projects we have still more expertise. Because we don't want to be just investors who check in and on working with projects. Don't want to be a big consult. We want to use their core founders. So if we have enough expertise in this area, it doesn't really matter if it's B2B or B2C at the moment.
Nice.
So that's one of the AI project like virtual makes it very easy to deploy launch. Yeah, so while public management, how do you
We're yet to look at the specific offers for the AI agent space, actually, really a lot of applications, let's say, like, as a technology and as a small application, as a result, and we see that story that we have to projects as a as a as actually being able to raise this year. I think it's too early to say. Some projects that are virtual to go for also different business models, those both trade finance involved in the community. So it depends in terms of how we receive the deals, receive them from our community, from our partners, there's also from demo days, there's that we stay recently. So we do do like the entire network. Although that we are scouting for projects and our models here and receiving the interest application that reaching
What's your thesis on Web3 security and AI security?
Well, I'm not technical, so I wouldn't be able to tell you
Do you have sort of like looking to invest any AI security on like now AI is coming, you know, like I mean with the AI. So there are a lot of kind of what it's like in breaking company. And like the Web3 also there's a lot of this kind of things.
Yeah, sure. From that perspective, I don't think it's an important topic hard to think about because we wanna reach a point when people are no longer able to identify which content is created by AI, which content is real. We're also already facing with the oversaturation of information that is very, very difficult to navigate. For people that are not tech savvy, it's becoming pretty critical, and we foresaw what's happening just recently with all the AI scams here in America. Companies discovering also about some issues with users and all the crypto tech savvy being exposed to scams. Actually, it is important to look at this segment. I will call, I'm not really able to speak about projects. It's very interesting. Right now, from July, security perspective, we're just going to cover a little bit early. There is a lot of existing players, really leaders in the cybersecurity space. I'm sure also working measures. I think it's also very important to launch more, I would say, like our user level type of solutions as educational materials or additional maybe agents as if they're able to like develop and validate and adjust what we're looking for and gaps. So actually we will see also interesting applications that kind of like coming from like a centralized or like bigger entity, maybe like a major cybersecurity company, but also being able to customize for our specific needs and like an extra layer of security depending on how much you are.
One question: do you have any examples of companies that are generating revenue this space recently that you looked at as well?
We do have one of the companies that will be a good example. I'm not sure if I'm able to I'm happy to share privately because I'm not sure if I'm able to
Just looking for inspiration.
dispose of it. But I'm happy to share it privately.
Focus up something new exactly. Revenue generating.
Well, yeah, we're using it.
Right. Well, you mentioned this one thing where companies that you can explain to a non-Web3 or rather consumers that are not familiar with this references, but those type of companies that that are using this technology but also not can be explained without.
Yeah, actually, like one of the companies, and I can actually like maybe cover like the use case that is more like the most generic way possible. So there is some layers of entertainment space. There's able to utilize technology, essentially hiding it as much as possible on the back end. No mention of Web3 like, outside of the payments, or that you will obviously able to see on the front end. Everything else is essentially hidden at the back end, or the user is just very user friendly publication in entertainment space that they can um, interact with without like necessarily being directly exposed to crypto. And then they have a choice like if they're interested in doing more, they can explore like a more like perhaps native way of cryptocurrency business. And they were able to actually generate more than $2 million.
Also, like into hearing what you right now, what do is it you see like the way like Web3 agents like you can say content agents like needing like there is a lot of agents who are to be building the Web2 world as well, AI agents. So do we need like do we really need on-chain agents?
That's a good question. Because I think it like comes down again like what is the final use case? First, or like some data interactions makes it easier. We're also talking about let's say training web models and sort of level of privacy and security that we can add. Plus like the shareability of this data. Like if we wanna collaborate with other developers, if we wanna collaborate with other projects, with other locations, the blockchain can provide a better way to validate the data and also provide access to data as a people's corner, use and trade agents, maybe like for e-commerce or model. So that like it is one of the ways that we are looking into this space. It's also not necessarily like you can do like you can still do a lot of things just using traditional tools. I think it comes down to what we're looking for. We're looking for additional privacy and also what response out of the first blockchain can give you privacy, but it can also remove privacy completely. So it depends on how you structure your infrastructure and what is the end use case. First, if we also want things to work faster, sometimes like being on chain is not providing this efficiency. So again, we say like it turns out sort of no use case as like everything else. That's why instead of even focusing on maybe on chain AI agents, it should be let's focus on the use case or that we want to work on and figure out the best technology possible we should use for that specific use case. If anyone have more questions, also feel free to. Okay.
Out of curiosity, like, AI is kind of help disadvantaged founders like women and minorities get funding because strats is still strong that they're
So for which founders?
women and minorities, they they don't have funding to get forced to do whatever white minorities go on this question.
That's actually not like as true because first of all, like we are not putting labels. We don't really care if our founder is a woman, if our founder is a man. We don't really care that who they are, where is it from, because we're looking for like a best possible candidate, the most qualified candidate to execute. When you look at the projects, it's not about even the idea. There's early stage, you're not betting on idea, you're not betting on use case, you're not betting. So that all comes down to this person. To cover like a little bit more statistics, I should say with several pieces that were tapping in like male founders, especially here in New York City, there's big groups like contact, in crisis, which is the one necessarily agree with the strategy, like ourselves, because again, we want the most qualified candidate. And as it happened also in Web3 space, in traditional tech, women are known 80%. It's way over 50% of total population and total like founders in space now. So if we are to prioritize things and say like we are focused on just women entrepreneurs, we will definitely be kind of skipping the polls in different states and working else. So that's kind of how we're reasoning. So you have to be just the best and we don't care you, man or woman. If you guys have more questions, you can also me after this discussion and chat. Once it would then you put again my big tree over here, so you can also find it.
Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yeah, because it's
Oh, it's. Well, I'm sure it's added. So
yeah, it's good.
guys can look at that later.
Thank you.
Think about
Yeah, thanks for buying this. Daml, won't you take this out? We have another judge for today from Dabl BC. Is going to take the lead presenting about what are reels for Web3, AI, AI agents, tokens, crypto, scams, no.
Absolutely. Hi everyone, I'm Dabl Club. This is probably the we're in the early stage crypto-native fund investing from VC to Series A startups. The check size ranges from 5K to 2 million, pretty much ecosystem agnostic. So any founders who are doing this. I'm sorry, I did not make any presentation. Then I think maybe can just give us a quick background on what got me started into the space and then how I ended up being in the VC space. So I'm originally from India. I moved to the States to pursue a master's over here. Wanted to send some money back home. It took 4 days for it to settle down because there was some transaction issue. That is when I came across stablecoins. And that is what got me intrigued about the technology itself. And I went down a rabbit hole, started working at neobank DAO while pursuing masters. Worked with them, got to know more challenges about how the DAO functions, the incentive mechanisms that need to be there for members to be incentivized to work with it. And it was pretty much no money, token allocation, and then things did not end well. But the good thing was, being working at the DAO made me realize how global the space is, and you can work with anyone irrespective of what your pedigree is, as long as you can contribute people with value. Post that, started working at a company called Blockchain. It's an enterprise blockchain startup. It was a private blockchain, and I was sort of onboarded to make the transition from the private to a public blockchain. Learned the drawbacks of what an enterprise blockchain is and where a public blockchain can succeed. Post that, started working at the fund. I work on the investment and research team over here. We're a pretty much ecosystem agnostic fund, so I've made investments from DeFi, to wallet solutions, chain abstraction solutions, etc. A few things that I am personally passionate about in the space is I always believe that crypto is just one application of blockchain technology itself. You've got so many more use cases that are outside of that. And therefore, one thing that really excites me is RWA. So right now, the market for renewable asset tokenization is around $200 billion. But I really foresee that, that is including stablecoins. The stablecoin market is around 200 billion, whereas the RWA non-stablecoin is around 50. But I really see both of them almost doubling just this year. What was surprising to me is the fact that 99% of stablecoins are denominated in USD. And therefore, it makes a lot of sense with the current crypto, pro-crypto government in the US to further expand that, because if you guys are familiar, there have been countries such as the BRICS nation, right, who want to launch their own BRICS currency. And therefore, I think US has a very like a head start to that to keep on maintaining the USD dominance in the world by leveraging stablecoins. And I think we are at an innings right now in which it was in early 2000s when the internet was just starting. I really don't think anyone would have thought, right, that you would be I would be here talking to my parents in India on a mobile phone, 3 of course. I think that is the state innings that we are with blockchain technology right now. I think we've got a long way to go. And something that is exciting to me is AI, like the intersection of AI and crypto. I think we have seen a lot of noise right now, but then I do believe that companies are making steady progress in this space. My view is that AI is infinite, and blockchain is going to be the only immutable truth ledger. I do foresee a future in which just a quick question: How many of you have seen Ready Player One? I absolutely love that movie. I do believe that is going to be a possibility in 10 years from now. For those who do not know about the movie, it is when people spend a lot of time in a VR headset, And I think already on average, a user spends around 8 hours on the screen. I think that is only going to increase, right? And therefore, I think it's going to become very difficult, like in terms of like what is real, what is not. Therefore, I think that is where blockchain technology will become and be like the inevitable true treasure. And any, for example, any fixed price 3.4 can sort of become an NFT by default. And any change that is made to that NFT down the line, for example, if I change the color of my height, I think there are like it's very difficult to track that right now. And if you're watching an insane amount of deep fakes pricing, for example, anything that you see on Twitter, you actually really do not know now whether it is real or not because it is so good, right? And therefore, I think blockchain can play a crucial role over there. And also because blockchain, like the block space in blockchain, that is limited right now. But for example, like the Bitcoin, there was like a whole block space for it. And I think that is crucial over here because AI is infinite. You can have millions of images of me with almost zero cost or negligible cost. Whereas in blockchain, that is going to be like a stopping factor for you. And I think the UX right now is honestly pretty bad. Like I think my mother should never know what is in UX. Like she should never know about this when she's using the application, but that is not the case right now. We've got so many startups over here. And therefore I think AI agents are doing a phenomenal job improving the UX and how the next it's cliche term like how the next billion crypto users are onboarded. So very excited for that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I'm excited about a lot of things in the space, from RWA to AI agents to deepen. I think solutions are gaining adoption right now as well. So yeah, happy to chat with anyone who's building in interesting stuff, and happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, just so a lot of people are here. They some know about Web3, some people know about them. What do you recommend for the people those who are starting their journey in this space? What kind of things they should how they should navigate their path?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, but again, when I started in the space, so I did my master's at Duke. I was not in Web3 space before that. And then I started working with the Duke Blockchain Club. And through that, I started working with the DAO. I literally zero exposure to Web3. I actually reached out to the Duke Blockchain Club, reached out to him maybe thrice or 4 times on email. He wasn't responding to me. And then finally, once when he did respond, so it was like his autocorrect went from high downloaded to high server sauce, which was very broken. But anyway, I think the one thing that I've learned about the space is very welcoming. Like even if you go to a founder or whoever you think is a bit short, like if you go and ask them a genuine question, they would respond and give your opinion. And so it is a very, I would say, pretty flat surface in a way. But the way I started was I started working with the DAO, then I started writing some articles. I started doing Solidity free on YouTube. There's a guy called Patrick Collins. If you haven't heard of him, great courses, but highly recommend. Just started working, started deploying some dApps. And then while I was at my previous startup, took part in my first hackathon, which turned out to be in New York. And that's where I met Matheus. He was a phenomenal mentor there. We built an application which was like sort of Apple Pay for crypto. The idea was that you can just selfie with someone and then you can just send in the crypto to them through the selfie. So your face is sort of like the rest of your branding. Luckily, we ended up winning ETH New York, and that was my first foray into hackathons. And yeah, I think just I was part of multiple DAOs, like just being active in the Discord community. Honestly, GM will get you a long way. If you have a question, whatever, just being responsive, ask questions. I think the thing is just being curious, to be honest with you. And that can be your first foray. And then I obviously because I got lucky enough to come to New York, I go to a lot of events here. I also host a lot of events over here. So just chatting with people. The way I landed my job at this company was the DAO took me to Austin for consensus. And I spoke to probably 100 plus people over there. And that is where I landed at my first job. That's where I've been. So I think networking is the key in Web3 in a way, but then obviously if you're not in New York, which is supposedly the capital of when I'm to be, just having like an online presence would really get you there. Just asking good questions, just reading articles, or taking part in Twitter threads or Twitter Spaces is I think the three things. And I think pedigree really doesn't matter. Like I don't think people look at a lot of resumes. People really look at your on-chain work that you've done. So just having like a solid get-up if you want to become an engineer, just having written some articles, having made some comments on some Twitter thread is great.
Thank you.
Thank you. What do you like now? guys are going to invest, right?
Yeah, so what started was there were like a lot of Indian founders visiting for fundraising in New York. So I thought I'd spin up a dinner together. It's called Non Fungible Token. And it just became a thing. It's like a 60 plus community. We do events, some conferences. We do one in Denver as well. So for those who are attending Denver, please reach out to me.
We'd love to have our
That's great. That's great. What the instructions for PhD in the announcements of the GitHub, you're going to see a StreamYard link there. Okay, that you're going to join this StreamYard that we have here. You're going to put your field here. You're going to present in 3 minutes. You can do any video you talk. And we have an order. We're going to be calling it an order so that all of the remote, we have like almost 100 people watching now. So everyone remotely can watch, but we can get the recording for the judges to go over again. In case you fall, we are going to have everything of that in film. Okay? So we can off later. Just kidding, please. No one falls here. Take care with the drugs. And we start in like 10 minutes. It's enough time for you to complete your whole project, build a blockchain, okay, 10 minutes. So get everything ready. We have snacks, we have drinks. It's going to be like 1 hour of pitch. Let's say 10 minutes per group. No, actually 6 minutes per group is going to give us 1 hour. 10 groups to go over. So let's keep it short so we have time, and we're going to end with pizza as well as always, very good pizzas, and maybe some check down the road, maybe some advice, maybe some jobs. Okay, that is the idea. You can count on our support for the whole journey, and it doesn't end here. Okay, like I said yesterday, it starts here. So let's get this started in 10 minutes. We start the pitches. Let's have some snacks. Meantime, get ready. Even look at the GitHub repository, the discussion. I'm going to see the streaming out in there.
Nice. What's going on today, Colin?
Hi, I'm at the Love Hack in San Francisco right now. We've got
Hacks in
people
all
hacking in
directions.
the background. There's like a full-on AI agent hackathon going on here right now.
Okay, good.
We're giving away an OMI device as a prize, and we've got some cool builders building agents this weekend, and we'll have a demo day tomorrow too. So if you're in San Francisco, come over to the AI to the Love Hack and join us.
Okay, good. This is the StreamYard repo. Oh yeah, there we go. We're just clicking ourselves around. This is the StreamYard repo, or the GitHub repo for all today's projects that are going to be presenting over the Agent Camp New York City edition. So I think that the StreamYard link here is going to work out just fine, so that our presenters will be able to bring their screens up live and full screen for all of the remote viewers as well. We won't have to just be listening to them speak in front of the television and watch the TV screen from a distance. But I like seeing the live action. So we're going to enjoy being able to see them still presenting live like that as well. But as soon as they're done with their snack break and everyone gets their orders situated and their StreamYard links opened and start hopping here into the studio with me, then we will transition our focus and get them in their presentation. I don't know if the order of presentation is going to directly correlate with what's listed here on the GitHub, but by all accounts, we'll be poking around there. Mel is going to have to drop here pretty soon, so he won't be sticking around with us live for live feedback and project scoring in the immediate, but we'll get the scorecard to him after the fact and get his opinions and feedback on all of today's presentations. So if you need to grab a drink, grab some snacks, use the restroom, answer the door, check on the pets or the kids, now's a great time to do that. I'll crank up the background music a little bit while the rest of the room in real life gets sorted. And again, this is Celo here with Dabl Club. We appreciate you hanging out with us on this Saturday, checking out this Agent Camp New York City in real life demo day.
Unless you want to go first.
I want to see like how one person is present there. I want to see like how one person presents.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Everyone wants to figure out presentation style, huh?
This one here.
Okay, good, good. You know what a smart contract is? I downloaded 400 decent tutorials. I got into great learning with some understanding. Did a lot of research. I have everything kind of. Are you busy? I'm sorry.
No worries, bro. So I put everything here.
Matheus, if we can maybe slide it just a little bit to the right. To the right. I'd love to get it more at the desk. That's all right. It's a loud room. Poor guy.
Nothing in like 7 minutes. Have time.
All right, you heard it right there from the source, folks. We got about 7 or 8 minutes till we start live presentation. We'll pull their feet for the time being. What's going on, Colin?
Hey, we could. I just wanted to share the GitHub discussions as well. So if you want to pull up those, you can see what all of these all the lessons are on this Agent Camp page on GitHub, as well as you can see all the discussions. Yeah. So I'm just going to share the link for everyone can find this site. And if you browse around on there, you can actually click on each of these and you can dive into what these projects are before they present. So you can take a look. And like Dash Monkey is a copy trader platform. Ambient Commerce is trying to reduce the friction between customers and vendors with like agents for negotiations. So kind of eliminating that negotiation. I'd love that for my Craigslist negotiations, right? So if you go through these, you can actually go and read through them at your own pace. So I encourage people at home to open up this page and take a look at the demos that are going to happen today. That way you kind of know what's going to be presented. Also, if you have any questions, you can go onto this page and you can actually go and ask questions. So if you want to talk to that founder or whatnot, you want to get in contact with someone, just go right on here and make a comment on GitHub. Really love using the GitHub discussions features.
Yeah, you and Matheus both. It's a powerful tool. And any of those that are live with us right now in session 2, feel free to ask questions during the pitches and presentations. If we have the opportunity, we'll ask those on your behalf as well.
Yeah, I like that some of these things are things that we could actually use for Dabl Club and Agent Camp, like AllowMe.ai is a AI-powered finance platform, so you can reward people for taking classes, it looks like. I like that. You can generate custom quizzes. I've seen some applications like this, and I think this is like the new version of learning is, people getting paid, learn to earn.
And now that you mentioned Allow Me, I think that they've been in our virtual agent camp as well, right?
Yeah, I think they've come a long way. In fact, at the hackathon I'm at in San Francisco, there's people that have been in our agent camp, and so people are coming up saying, "Nice, thank you for the agent camp."
That's so exciting to hear. Yeah. Hey, Colin, did you want to mention anything about the Founder Start support group? I think that Matheus was telling me that Academy, which is in our GitHub tree here, that this is something that y'all have spoken about before.
Yeah, so we have first of all, we have, this is sponsored by Polygon, and the goal of Agent Camp is to get people to build some agents on Polygon. So you can actually go to the polygon.technology/grants page, and you can see the season 2 went live this month. You scroll down and there's a Liza agent grant program, a CrossMint grant program for agents, and a Gitcoin grant program for AI meme coins, which could also be AI agents. And then at the very bottom is the Polygon grant program that's direct grants to the community. So you can actually it looks like I'm frozen.
You're just freezing just a little bit. Getting that San Francisco bandwidth drain.
Oh. Well,
I'll give him a moment to reset his source code there.
Well, I guess as long as my audio is working, fine. But yeah,
Sounds good
and
to
then
me.
if you go to our Dabl Club website, you can, if you go to dabl.club, you can find our grow program. So we're looking for startups that are building in the space, either building on Ethereum or building on Polygon. We promote, we'll help you find funding, connect you with funding opportunities, as well as investors, mentors, and advisors. And we'll help you not just learn about how to build with new technologies, but we'll help you grow your startup too. So we'll help you apply for these grants, and we'll join up with you, and we can become your advisors. We don't take equity in your startup or ask you for tokens or anything like that. But if you do decide to launch a token, we would really love to be part of your team and help you grow your company. So we see this as like an incubator or an accelerator, but we don't take equity in your startup. But we would like to be a part of your next funding round. So we would love to know if you're going to take your startup to the next level. We'd love to help you grow with us. So we've onboarded something like 50 startups to the program, and yeah, Venture Miner and Wagadamy is one of the awesome people that we found in the community. So really excited to have him leading Agent Camp New York City.
Altruistic acceleration has some deep potential. All right.
That's all.
That's all right, Colin. That's perfect. That's a good little segue. These have been fun. The nice to little fill the gaps, share the information, make this valuable for all of our remote viewers. Obviously, it's recorded, memorialized, watch after the fact. I know Mel had to drop off early, so he'll have to watch the pitches in real time after the fact. Are you going to be participating in the Love Hack? You just kind of catching the vibe.
Oh no, I'm one of the sponsors. We're going to have someone build something on Polygon and give them some prizes, as well as giving away an OMI device. So if you go to omi.me, you can buy your own device. We've given these away all over the world. So it's an open source platform for building AI tools and integrating AI into your daily life. So it listens to everything you do. So we gave away 100 of these in Bangkok, or 200 of these in Bangkok, 100 in Mexico, 100 in India, and 100 in San Francisco. So we've been giving them out at all of the hackathons we go to and sponsor. And we'd love to see people build on Polygon and integrate the OMI device as well. So I'm here trying to get people to build on Polygon and OMI at the same time.
Get your hands filled.
Yeah, and obviously Eliza is the framework that we've been teaching as a big part of Agent Camp. So if you go to elizaos.ai, you can find find out how to build on Eliza. And we have a whole list of videos that you guys can watch. So if this is your first Agent Camp or you aren't aware, we've been hosting Agent Camp online for the last month, and Mel has been leading us. And if you go to agentcamp.dev, you can actually watch all of our past videos where we show you how to use Eliza to build AI agents. Eliza is an agent framework and one of our grant programs as well. So we want to encourage everyone to go and build with the Eliza framework for agents. It's an open source framework, easy to use, and we've created all of these detailed walkthrough guides on how to build your own AI agent using Eliza. In fact, we're actually building an agent launcher to make it even easier. But, like any open source project, there's never enough developer support. So now we have this, 10 episode long guide on how to use Eliza.
Getting excited to add the next episode is we're going to start to see submissions and project reviews this next week for our virtual session as well.
Someone asked if we can get a free OMI in Denver. It's a good question. We gave away like 500 OMIs already. I'll see if we have some budget to buy some OMIs to bring to Denver. I'll buy as many as we can afford with our budget. And so I don't know if I can give it to you for free. I don't think anything should come for free. You have to build something. So if you want an OMI, go build something cool with OMI and Polygon and show it to me in Denver, and maybe I'll give you one of my OMIs. Okay. We will. Yes, we will have some OMIs to give away, but I wouldn't call it free. You got to do some work. Got to earn it.
This is a tier above swag.
So you're drinking tea or coffee today?
Rotating. I got water here in my aggregation summit tumbler, and then I've been putting a spot of milk in my tea lately, and I'm really fallen in love with that little mix. So that's my elderberry tea.
Looks like Matheus is almost ready. Which one of these are you excited for the most? I see.
I haven't even looked into them. I'm letting myself see this with fresh eyes. I've come in with no pre-bias.
You know,
now
on this discussion. You know, I'm excited to see.
I think that was probably a really good comment, but yeah, you're still on bandwidth challenges a little. All right, so maybe ambient commerce. All right, Colin, I'm gonna have you and me maybe step out of the way here, and we're gonna get ready to start seeing what we got going on here.
Second one is between Fushal. Fushal's here. Fushal. Okay.
Yeah, they're still getting
Okay.
it. So
They're
getting it
getting
ordered.
started.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really fun seeing it raw. I like the reality of it.
So yeah, I'm if you're in San Francisco, we're having a hackathon today. It's called Love Hack. And so we're building AI agents on Valentine's weekend. And there's a lot of really cool projects and teams here that have come from Agent Camp to go onto the hackathon. If you're not aware of ETH Denver, a lot of people in the Web3 space and even newbies to Web3 are going to be in Denver next week. You go to ethdenver.com and you can sign up. We'll be there all week for Biddle Week, as well as for the main event. And we'll be hosting demo days in Denver with Agent Camp. So you can come to Agent Camp Denver. If you RSVP'd for this, you'll get an email from me tomorrow inviting you to apply to demo. We have our submissions tomorrow. That's right, Kale. We have submissions for Agent Camp. So we're opening up submissions tomorrow for people to apply to come speak and win prizes as part of our Agent Camp Global.
Yeah.
And we'll.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think Matheus. How are you looking, Matheus? You your role?
Yeah, we are going to have everyone joining one by one the StreamYard, so we can fit everyone in if calling Bell if you want to join. I have here Elena and Damobe sitting beside here. Maybe I cannot frame everyone. I can try.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't have to catch the frame. The StreamYard would be the most important part.
Yeah, this should be good.
Can we get him to join the StreamYard as well? You want to send out the link to all the presenters?
Yeah, he just hopped in here. He just got to get his screen share up. There's a little bit of echo, so I'm gonna be quiet too.
Okay. Maybe take your sound out of the computer.
The choice of StreamYard management. I'll get it all sorted. So yeah, Matheus, as soon as he gets a screen share done up, then I'll get him on screen. We'll be good to go. For those, you can always tell when it's someone's first time in StreamYard, and that's just fine. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have Isaiah as our first presenter of the day, Brave Soul.
Yeah. So whenever you guys pull him up, we have it starting.
Just about got the spare.
Kale, I guess Isaiah cannot share his screen.
Not anything set on our side that way. If he's in the studio as a guest, he doesn't have a share option.
Oh. Click on the screen.
Getting Isaiah's best angle here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes when you're doing sharing settings for the first time, it doesn't work for a new application. You have to go and set your browser to allow sharing your screen. Protection in your browser usually doesn't.
All of our
This is update safe zone. If you have any files on your computer, please.
Everyone go check.
Good idea.
Yeah.
we're doing a quick browser prop, and then we'll be in good shape. This is a good warm up for all the following presenters to go ahead and get StreamYard familiar. I see Ambient Commerce, I see Fiona already in there, so they're in good shape. Thanks, Isaiah, for taking the brunt of the tip of the spear.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Otherwise, we can do
refresh the browser.
No worries. And if
You have to restart the browser after you enable that setting.
I'm confident that y'all can all sort it out, but if anybody just for some reason cannot make it work, we can still shadow along in the GitHub on my screen here. Still so many optimization opportunities, technology utilization. Alright, looks like we're closer. Hey, I think we're almost there. We're back on his main cam.
Click on. Oh, okay. We are all set now.
Looks good to me.
Okay. Okay, so it's starting. When we're ready, you go. Okay. Oh, you want? So, my project. I got some of the things that I'm going to tackle is how to make. I think that biomaterials is a important field of study because it's biomaterials and then like open science is a good like combination because there's a lot of potentials when combined with like AI and then like Web3 to make a more equitable future where people have more control of what they surround themselves with in terms of the tools that they use and how tools get used, reused, you know, like recycled and disposed of. So I made this platform to incentivize people to research and create different biomaterials and share them. So yeah. This is like it doesn't really work. So it's just like a very like a proof of concept of the platform. So like how I see it is that somebody could like, you know, like view biomaterials and then potentially in the future like search different biomaterials based on like what they're like interested in, or like what type of like techniques they are interested in or interested in using. So let's see. Yeah, this is the main part. And then like say you could connect your wallet. And then another thing that I wanted to do in the future is have like a bit of a tipping system. So if somebody likes the materials that you make, then they could tip you so that you can
be incentivized to make more biomaterials. But yeah, so like one of the things that you could do is like the use cases, right? And then the protocol of how to make it. And ideally this would be as simple and as easy to do as possible for the most amount of people. And of course, like you could like comment on it. Let's see. Yeah, we're still here. But let's see what else. And this is another instance where I have an agent. So let's see. What do you want to use about? I want to make a material to does anybody want to come up with an idea?
For making the pizza super spicy like you will have a demo time, maybe you can use more time for the question and answer stage.
Oh yeah, certainly. Any specific material?
Maple salt.
Oh, tomatoes.
No pineapple.
Oh yeah. So tomato. I spelled it wrong, but that's fine. Tomato sauce. No pineapple.
Very good. Oh, nice.
Let's see. So like this is so now we kind of like generated a protocol for how to make a super spicy pizza. And how I kind of like wanted it designed is that it's like the imagination is the limit. That's how I kind of want it to be. So if you like, the goal is like you could keep trying, and if you like it, you could submit it to the database and then it gets saved, and then people could tip you. They could like add comments and so on.
Yeah. Congratulations, man.
Questions?
My main question is, I know it's like it's very early in this episode of 25. So my question is more on the idea side. Why does it need to be on chain?
Why does it need to be on chain? I would say, in terms of like, because ideally I would want it to be like an open science, or I want it to be for open science. So I don't want to own it. I want it to be something that, if my instance gets destroyed, then somebody else could use it or so on. And then like people could tip, people from different countries can send each other like, different coins to different coins and so on. If that makes sense.
If you would describe it in just like one sentence, how would you describe it?
Good.
Like, don't look at the car in front of that, but look at the long-term future. How would you describe it? What are you trying to achieve?
I see what you mean. It's a decentralized platform to incentivize the scientific research.
Hey, Isaiah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Take you in the room.
I think we've seen a few of the side projects coming down the past few months. I'm just thinking, how do you sort of think that? Are you thinking of like tracking like the off-chain component, because a lot of the biodiversity is big used in an off-chain environment, right? So how do you sort of track? Like you mentioned that you would be sending a coin to someone if it could use the biomaterial that you want. Like how do you put like quality checks in place that is the product that you are asked for? This is what they produce.
I see what you mean. I would say it's like my idea is that all of the like protocols would be mapped to like the comments, right? So if somebody does the protocol and they find out that it's like low quality, then I feel like they would put say so in the comments. So it'd be like a form of documentation and then hopefully ideally they would say why it's wrong or like why it's low quality, so that I could, like a bit of a feedback system, so that you could try again and possibly replace it with a better, higher quality protocol.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can have like an application system and producing. Just last question. Do these platforms exist right now in which you can go blast for the move by literally? Like I'm ready to do that.
Not one that's like open source. Not one that's open. Yeah.
I have questions here. People, we have questions here.
I have one for you, Isaiah. Just in general, what were the specific technical hurdles that you encountered on the front end? I know that you mentioned that it wasn't quite working like you behaved or expected right now. Is it just a matter of timeline, or did you have specific challenges with the actual like execution of the? It looks like the agent's working just fine in terms of the direct discussion on the biomaterial. So what else on the platform were the specific technical challenges?
That's what you mean. Yeah, I would say if I had more time, I would certainly flesh it out. And I would say I would want a bit more. I'll probably flesh out more of the blockchain infrastructure as well.
The actual incentivization model of the tokens themselves makes sense. I have an agentic science call tomorrow, so I do like what I'm seeing here. I think you're in the right mindset of a good way to use agents.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Congratulations, man. Thank you. Okay, so just check like the screen out, just the definitions. Get the engine ready. Next one is push off. Okay, thank you. Quick question: are we doing the audio from my computer or for the presenter's computer?
Going back and forth while they're presenting, I'm taking the audio from them, so the volume's a little bit louder.
Okay.
But then when we go back to the questions, you can switch it back to your system.
Okay.
Very inconvenient.
No, okay.
Actually, I think we're locked out of the sound for this one right here. Uh-oh. Let's see what we can do here. Not shared yet.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Can you hear me?
It doesn't have its screen shared yet in the StreamYard in a way I can pull it up.
Okay.
There we go.
Good.
Perfect.
Sounds great.
Awesome. That's great. So I'm I'm from NB model. We usually train AI models for blockchain, but there's something very lovely that I want to showcase to you, and that is called Javi.ai. So we have almost seen that our nominees friend usually come up and like, crypto, I don't pay. And probably there's also something, what's bridging? I'm a civil engineer, can I join you guys? Or probably a lot of other stuff. Or probably, I'm not sure how many of you know about Noble Chain, right? I am in blockchain for 4 years. I got to know probably just 3 days back. And Angel was like, I'm going to send you to your Noble Chain. What the fuck is Noble Chain? I didn't tell it out loud. I wanted the money. So all of this are problems to have. So you, as a normie friend, you also have a lot of problems with understanding blockchain, understanding crypto, all of that. And also you the OG whole steps, right? You're like, oh fuck. I'm pretty sure your parents have come to you and say, hey, Trump coin was there, people made thousands, what the fuck is it? Right? You're like, bro, I didn't even knew the token, right? So the problem that we have is that the information is too fragmented. Right? It's very hard to understand. It's very hard to know what is exactly happening in the blockchain. And that's why we sort of miss a lot. So that's where we have built something called Javi.ai. This is live. If you want, you can sign up right now on your computers. Try and test it out. So what is Javin? Javin is a AI-enabled search engine for crypto only, right? So what I mean by crypto only is that, let's say I want to go in publicity right now and I do base. Okay. Now, what does it give me? It gives me science and technology and all of that stuff. Or probably, let's say, let me go. Oh, sorry, this is a different safe, guys. Sorry, this is the project that we built, but yeah. So if I go here, base, then a lot of other stuff. This is because the Google knows that I have been visiting base a lot, so it should be base. Or probably, let's say, I want to say bridge, right? It gives me a lot of other stuff. But if you go on Javi, and this is a live demo, I'm not sure how this is going to go, but so okay, it takes a little bit of time. It's very 3 days old maybe. Yeah. So now it talks to you about base. Base as a layer to a blockchain. It doesn't give you any other shit, any other stuff. So this is one, or maybe you wanna let's say bridge, right? And crypto bridges, definition, types of cryptos, benefits of using crypto. So basically, what we're trying to do here is that getting all of blockchain together, putting it on Javin. You go to Javin and you ask anything about it. The next time you have a normie friend, he's like, where do I start? Javin.ai. Ask them to do any sort of stuff, it'll teach you, right? Second, now this is just a basic version that we have right now, but this will come with a pro version where you can have NLP, like semantic answers to your blockchain related stuff. For example, how many tokens were created on Combat in the last 1 day? How many graduated? Right? Or probably let's give me the last 5 transactions called Dabl.eth or probably Sol. Getting what I did there, right? But if you want all of this information, Jav will give. Or probably you want to see what is the volume. So a friend of you sends you a contact address, and you're like, I've got this contact address, do I ape it or not? Right? Usually ape it. Why? Because you're like, what the fuck? If I miss it, I'm not sure. So it's very hard for you to go to bird's eye or like Etherscan or something and then understand, okay, the volume is this much or this token is related to X, Y, Z. Instead of that, you take the token address, you put it here, and it'll give you all the information. It'll also give you portfolio, it'll also give you like token details. Right now, I have the capability to do that, but I'm not sure how it's going to work. So we are a little bit looking at this, guys. Maybe we'll go to Combat Fund and hope it works. Yeah, I mean, oh, this is new for me too, guys. Excellent. Maybe a little more. But yeah, so it gives like a wallet portfolio for right now. But we are sort of working on it to like give, maybe I can say token and then try it out. While this is working on, I just wanted to tell you till my time is done. 10 seconds. I talked with a friend of mine at a layer 2 protocol, and just to tell you that we are getting a lot of traction with this. We closed 100 pro subscription yesterday with what we are doing. I'm very happy that on day 3 we have 100 people, pro people using this. For all of you guys here, it's free. Please check it out. Brilliant. Cool. Any questions you guys have? Anything?
I'm curious to know more about what you guys have on the back end, trade model.
This is not model. So we are, you can toggle between any models. This is like Perplexity, but for crypto. Yes, can give you all of that. Previously, with LVM, we have a model which is like very not Bombard was on Solidity 2. So we can integrate those models here, and anyone can sort of easily code and like find other stuff too. We also have another model which is in plans, is that we want to take a lot of GitHub data and then train our model on top of it, so that it becomes easy also for the developers to come up and find bugs, or probably even just query and see if there is something on GitHub that they want to use in their code. Some like
How long did it take to train that?
create this, so you can call this as an agent, but to create Javin probably like 4 or 5 days. But for the models, it takes a little bit more time, which I talked about. But I don't want to confuse you guys. So I'm just talking about Javin here. So, yeah.
The terminals can also use the same like ChatGPT plugin and train their model.
Yes. So the mode is into 2 things. One is we call it as a tool or a router, which is whenever you input something like this, as compared to Perplexity. Perplexity is also using the same model, we're using the same, right? But the results are different, right? That is because there is something called instruct, and then there is a little bit of innovation that we have done into the instruct itself, where it directs only the crypto searches as compared to the searches. So that is something which only we have right now. But obviously, we can open source it. We can copy it. That's all great. But it will depend on the distribution that we get. First, we have the distribution.
Yeah, so like open source is interesting part. It doesn't seem to be that like difficult to implement because someone else. So you might also be able to.
Yeah. The other thing is the team too, because we have almost spent 6 to 8 months understanding AI in crypto. We have trained our own AI models. So in future, probably this models won't be really great for blockchain, but we are training some AI models for blockchain, and we'll only have access to it. So Javin can use that models to answer better as compared to other models.
This is like more initial version.
Yes, we can toggle between models.
Yeah.
We can have DeepSeek here. Any questions here?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest issues with these models is hallucination. And then I think, like, I understand the question on what is based, like, it can be very general information, but then when you ask it specific questions, and you want the financials, the reason that, like, hallucinating that could have real world consequences. How are you thinking through?
So, number one, this is a search engine rather than a chat assistant.
But then if I ask like, for example, the token that you, like the pump out fund token, for example, if I were to ask it how much USDC is on base, which is a non-changing specific data,
right?
Will current version be able to give that, or like, will the pro version?
The current version can also give that. It is not really working very nice right now, but maybe I'll try this. But the current version can also give you that right now. But the pro version will give much deeper results, and it will be more like it'll be more refined for those sort of inputs, because the logic behind, like when the AI gets the query, then there's a logic that happens. So we're refining that logic. As more people start to use it, that logic gets refined because we are introducing reinforcement learning into that logic. So it gets better as people start using it more. But as to the question that you asked, it's like, how much accurate is going to be? It's going to be as accurate as the base layer one. So if we probably, let's say, DeepSeek is 80% accurate, then we are going to be 80%. But for example, we have another model which is 90% accurate, then it's going to be 90%.
But will you also present execution?
We would love to do that. That would be one of the revenue streams for us. It would be great. So let's say someone wants to like find pump.fun mod for right now. We can fetch APIs from pump.fun, can do that. So like, that'll be an amazing revenue apart from the tool that we. So it fetches the portfolio for me right now, but it is not very aesthetically nice at this moment. But you're working. Any more questions? One question I'll ask to every one of you: do you see yourself using? Raise hands if you yes. Sure. Is yes. If it is a no, sure. If it is a no, like no, I won't be using this.
Maybe. I will not use this unless and until I know the accuracy. Like I will use this for search content.
Right.
But then if I'm getting a decision on that, then that is where I'm. Like for search, I will use it.
Cool. So that's right. Yeah, that's the first thing that get it because I know all of us want the norms to come. I think we do. So I think that will be a bigger value proposition for us. Go to the norms, to be on TikTok, to be on the App Store, to market around to everyone else apart from the TikTok. So and someone suggested me like a pretty is this going to be online somewhere? Okay. I wanted to share a story.
Yeah.
Which is a little wild. But someone says to me like the angel investor is like, what if you have all some stuff on chain and
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Raya. Did you drink the thing?
No, I don't. Seriously, guys. Oh.
Okay. Okay, yeah, let's meet you. Okay, just so you know that there is no presentation in the screen, just talk, okay?
No worries, sounds good. Get it.
Hey, my name is Brian. I'm actually in quantum information science. I didn't know what a smart contract was yesterday. So that's the real reason I'm here, just to learn something. And I developed, kind of developed that environment and technologies and things of that nature. So I would appreciate any assistance moving forward. The reason why I'm here is I think that we're building out our quantum internet right now. We have quantum computers in Long Island, Brooklyn, Columbia University, and Yale. I think that Web3 will be the one that will. I think Web3 will be universal. I think that's kind of the next step, blockchain and privacy and things of that nature. When I say we, I have two professors who are doctorates in quantum computing and privacy and security at CUK. So that just means kind of a combination of both. My background is in sales, and I have a degree in chemistry, but I'm new to quantum computing, so I'm learning, and that's why I'm here too. That's it right there. So has anybody heard about federated learning? What that is? What is it?
The federated learning is like the data will be preserved and it won't leave the local.
Exactly. You train the models locally. You have blockchain. You use blockchain as well, and then also what I'm studying is quantum federated learning. So obviously, when it comes to quantum security, you have quantum key distributions, which is different than what we have right now. All encryptions are going to be exposed, and once the supercomputers want it, so HTTPS, everything can be encrypted. So they can steal their data right now. When quantum computers are ready, they can encrypt it using Shorel algorithm. So that right there as well. So like you said, federated learning is training the models that there locally, edge computing as well. Some of the use cases like healthcare, so maybe hospitals and an institution wants to work together, but they can't reveal, very sensitive information. That's one example. There's like federated, there's vertical federated learning, there's partially federated, there's several other ones. So what I'm focusing on, and I have everything ready to go pretty much, is using quantum neural networks. So with quantum computing, obviously, you have to have certain data, which is in bytes, regular classical computers, and you have to encode it into qubits. And how you do that is there's several ways to do it. And then that's how you kind of feed the neural networks. And then from there, I just downloaded the actual research paper that I got this information from today, so I'm still kind of new. One of the reasons, okay, so with obviously smart contracts, so obviously, for instance, you have people who don't want to reveal all the privacy, or don't want to be more privacy or be more aware of where the data is going, and that's kind of the whole point. Right? So, for example, you have a group of people and you want to promote certain products. What you do is, as a user, you can send certain information, but not the actual data. Then you can be incentivized in certain ways. And, blockchain comes in and payments and stuff like that. So, for instance, you have a restaurant and you want to do dynamic pricing, and you want to promote a certain product, things of that nature. That's it, right? Good. Yeah, okay, that's pretty much all I got. So, I guess that was practice. Any questions? No? Good. Yeah, thank you. I will.
Are you guys powering?
What?
Are you guys powering the systems?
Well, okay, so it's totally broken. Right now, I mean, it's just regular, just like powering the quantum computers.
Yeah, like reading the
I don't work online. It's on like so we are just covering the security aspect of it. It's very, very complex. It's like they're doing ion trap qubits, so they have they're like quantum emitters, and these things are very large. So, I don't know all the answers. I just started working with my team. And we're more in the quantum machine learning, developing the software because it's like a whole stack. But you look it up online. Tony Brook, quantum internet. You'll see it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Zach, next.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Matheus, what project name is this coming up?
What's ambient?
Roger that.
Present that. Yeah. They are joining the studio right now.
Yeah, they're already in there. Looks good. I'll get them pulled up as soon as the speed is there. Looks good on my end.
Right. Zach, I'm Josh. This is our project Ambient Box. Yeah, so it's your automated deal negotiator using probably very well established, but as there's still a lot of friction points, you still have to go and search the best price in certain places. So there's certainly inefficiencies there to try to down. So we're trying to solve that with agents. So our solution would be automating the negotiation using AI. So you define certain parameters like max price, the exact product type that you want, maybe colors, and maybe even like the platforms you'd like to search across. And you would be able to input that into an agent interface that would go and search on its own onto multiple platforms like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, other marketplaces of that sort. And keep in mind your max price, and to that would negotiate on your behalf, basically. That's good works with that. Just the market opportunity to see like a real, B2C or C2B opportunity at first. Maybe there's other niches like different negotiation rounds, pyramid, with large scale B2B type transactions.
Yeah, so similarly, scaling this product, we maybe look more into like B2B, so doing like logistics sort of things like trucking negotiations and shipping negotiations. One example would be maybe like a farmer in China or Asia is like growing a certain type of rice grain that a restaurant in New York is looking for, and they can basically put in bid and asks for these products, and according to that, agents can negotiate and find the optimal price that it's going for. Also, the blockchain aspect in this would be using USDC or stablecoin for borderless payments, and also like scaling the AI itself. You could use a multilingual and culturally adapted negotiation strategies within the AI.
So this is our live demo. Basically, right here on the left-hand side is a task-related list of seller products. There's a blank list. This is a set of products that buyers wants to purchase. So this is kind of behind the scenes. This is effectively the user's agent or the buyer's agent puts together a conversation with the seller's agent. Final decision. So once they reach an agreement, there's a transaction initiated on the blockchain, in this case USDC, payment is sent to the seller. Do scan. That's kind of scope of the DAO.
It's a negotiation level.
Yeah, it's two agents talking to each other. They're incentivized to come to an agreement, but also protecting their common interests of maximizing the price and also finding the lowest price.
I have a question. Would the seller and buyer, would they input their parameters?
Yeah,
this
exactly.
This is the rate I want to pay. This is the most, this is the least.
So there's like a maximum.
Oh, that's nice.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Is it possible for reason, let's say the buyer is looking for maximum price of 1500 and the seller is saying let's say minimum price in your example is 2000. Is there a way you can decide maybe our difference is not that big and ask the seller if seller is willing to settle for a small amount?
Yeah, it's interesting. Definitely scope that out. I think the sellers and running it seems the sellers kind of are at that minimum price. But I think we could just work to change the allow for that.
And are you guys looking also into negotiating subscriptions? The case that shocked me about telecom companies a while ago that if you're trying to change the mobile operator, they start spamming you with much better deals.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a great case. I think the ultimate use case would be having not just a solo agent, but a swarm of buyer agents kind of collectively negotiating for better prices. It's telecom, maps, or whatever the case may be.
With the go ahead. Oh, no, I was just curious, would the amount exchanged be then recorded on the blockchain? So I guess you're establishing price history, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we report that internally, but it is, you can see it's, the demonstrations percent just to wallet, but it's all blockchain.
Is it to be all on chain?
It doesn't have to be.
I think that creates friction for
It does, yeah. I think part of the idea of putting on chain is to do cross-border, and then there's also, maybe some sellers want to that payment rails cost to ease their those payment networks.
And also, USDC live as this one USDC still widely used outside of the US.
Yeah. So we'd love to expand USDC, maybe boost to it.
are these only agent to agent negotiations, or can you also control between agent and agent?
Yeah, right now it's purely agent to agent, but I think there would be definitely in one case of humans in the loop or certain decisions. You could also just chat with the seller's agent or the seller. There could be a seller chatting with the agent.
Yeah, that's cool. Before agent actually make the purchase.
The way it's wired now, just depends by the you'd want, especially for you probably set a threshold where you'd want to approve that transaction. Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough for the goal.
100%.
Yes, but always. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, they're like.
I would use it for more than just.
Oh my such
It's totally.
One of the use cases, I think one of we, for example, like the project we see about my there is probably for marketing. Do you see where it should be right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to expand it, just make it a generalized thing, so you could really there'd be like an interface or a API interface. You could really sell anything, find anything. So tokens, real world.
I think just following the what Galina was saying, we didn't ask is that the way we see that any price discovery in this space that okay that agent can do the price discovery for the buyers and then get the rest of the sellers. And then based on the bid-ask spread, that based on the timing where the bid-ask spread is going to or the price can go down and the agent can match the seller.
So as in like arbitrage?
It's not based on the, so it's basically you are creating a bit of an exchange with that. And think about the stock market itself, where you get the things happen based on the bid and ask. As soon as the bid goes, the volume goes up, and then the prices start, because the interest is going now. So if, let's say for a certain product, if you see that bid is, people are started asking for the same product, then you can mark it up. An agent can discover that price, and you can have basically buyer seller combination and that. Maybe sometimes what happens when market closes, price goes to finance. So when market closes, then the price 9, that's it. Whenever market opens, price discovery happens. Then after that, in the late, price basically normalizes. And then later half the price normalizes. And what most of people, those who go into the late for the next day or maybe they take positional trades, they buy on the last 15 minutes, right? So in the similar, this can be a great use case to basically match buyer and seller and become an exchange on product. So this was great.
Yes.
We have a last question from Kale too.
What is the runway or the ideation on how I can use this for Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace for in real life goods to negotiate with humans? Right now, it looks like it's extremely Web3 centric and would require the crypto for even the payment transfers. How do you turn this into a negotiator on my behalf on Craigslist?
Yeah, so we would probably use like an operator. So it would go into all these websites by itself and begin doing tasks based on like a certain goal that it has in mind.
These are tools that'll get used. Build this out, guys. Looks good.
Nice. And these are cool.
Abhishek, next. Abhishek will walk the wrong wall. Last call. Abhishek. Maybe I'm spelling correctly. Abhishek. Lower wall. Old maybe. Well, Steve is one. One. Oh. Yeah. I'm into the story.
Hello, everyone. I'm the founder of Allow Me, and thank you everyone for
We're good, Matheus. That's good. I can follow along in the GitHub.
Yeah, I'm sorting that now. Everyone, please make sure that you have the streaming out access configured before you enter.
So, hello again to everyone. I'm Juan Isaac, founder of Allow Me. Oh,
Third time's a charm.
You're almost there, Juan. You're almost there. Now just do the straight there.
We can select spend. Click here. Good. Perfect. Kill the audio here, but later I put you guys again.
That's fine.
Good? Good.
third time's a charm. So, hello everyone. I'm Juan Isaac, founder of Allow Me, and I'd like to thank everyone for just being here listening to me pitch. Allow Me aims to empower learning with AI-driven allowances. But before I get into that, let me tell you how Allow Me came to be. My wife, who is a vice principal at a charter school in NYC, was recently blocked from using tools like Claude. At work, she needs pretty much help creating slides, quizzes, and also grading assignments. I built the bot using the ELIZA framework that could generate slides and quizzes based on the provided context and grade assignments, also identify learning gaps to provide a personalized resource via Celo. Together, to identify a bigger problem, students transitioning from public to charter schools often lack many foundational skills, leading to retention issues. Many parents can't afford tutoring, and they lack the ability to help their kids catch up at home. The solution? AI-powered learning plus smart contract allowances. Allow Me bridges the gaps by combining a tutor agent that generates quizzes, grades, work, and personalizes learning interventions with a parental-controlled Web3 wallet that parents can use to set learning or health-based goals that unlock funds based on achievements. Now I would like to run you guys by real-world use cases. Case one would be custom learning incentives. So a lawyer wants their child to develop deep historical knowledge. The parent can set a challenge like research the origins, culture, and materials of 5 medieval weapons. Our tutor bot can generate a quiz and verify their child's progress. The tutor bot sends out funds if goals are met. The case two would be health and fitness-based allowances. A parent wants their child to be more active. Before unlocking funds, the parent can set a weekly goal like walk 2,000 steps daily. Upon success, the child has ETH sent to their wallet. So before I begin like a short demo, I would like to run you guys by a technical overview. So we're leveraging the ELIZA OS framework. ELIZA OS gives developers the opportunity to integrate tools like providers, clients, and custom packages like the Coinbase plugin. Allow Me utilizes
ELIZA OS by integrating providers like OpenAI with clients like Telegram or Discord, and packages like the Mass Payment plugin that handles distributions of funds. So now let's go through the demo.
The screen share is up.
Oh,
The screen share? Yeah. And now,
Check on, I followed it down below.
oh.
in the screen.
Now, maybe you just need to go to StreamYard to see first you're sharing, no?
Okay.
No problem. Let me do it.
Still sharing?
Share the screen.
When it went to sleep, we lost actual screen share. Is all that happened.
Click here. Yes. Yeah. Well, let's go for the demo.
Yeah, now let's see if we can set up our demo. So for this demo, I created an architecture that enables a tutor bot to live within a Discord server. When a parent adds the tutor bot and inputs content data, the bot generates a quiz and provides instructions within the server about the quiz and rewards that can be unlocked if the quiz is solved. Would you want to participate in Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
I'm in the sporting channel here.
Yeah. So we'll add the tutor bot and ask it to create a quiz about Brazil. The topic.
Hawaiian pizza.
Huh?
Hawaiian pizza.
Okay. About how about something with some historical content?
The history of Bitcoin.
Oh. About history of for a fifth grader. Yep. So the tutor bot creates a question and also
No, it's just printing Did it correctly?
you have to add the teacher's pet. So add the teacher's pet and then yeah, like that.
Yes.
And yeah, you got it correct. Continue. So continue. Let's see if you get paid out. Let's see if you. So as the quiz progresses, you can see the tutor bot interact with Matheus. And it's giving him feedback and also telling him to interact with the quiz.
That's good. That's something for questions.
Oh, okay. Any questions?
Would you have like teachers give maybe the parents like a syllabus of what they're learning, or because I know my experience teaching in New York, like sometimes the parents are just like Discord, technology is maybe a little too like maybe it could be teacher run or somehow like the parents would say, oh, this is the syllabus, and have it put in and have it be more automated so the parents are a little more hands off?
Yeah, we're gonna have allow me be configurable. So you'll be able to provide it with the context that you'll like it to review with your scholar, and it'll be able to create the context based off of the provided material.
Is there also making it collaborate? So homeschooling is a growing trend, sure, and usually like parents collaborate with the curriculum, whereas like some parents have this expertise in like math, some of those history background. So they also collaborated on finding education for kids in their community. Is there a way to collaborate with parents, like between the parents, so they can also share the models and questions and so on?
A great way to set up a connection between parents and like the community would be to
Something within the parents and kids, just parents parents usually share digital materials like with the kids or kids.
Yeah.
So is it possible for parents to collaborate with the kids?
yeah. That's why I thinking of like how the user flow would look like would be kind of having a parent configure the tutor bot with a Telegram ID or a Discord server that they'll be the admin of. So they'll be able to participate with prompting or creating quizzes via the server.
Are they able to validate answers?
That's a great question. Right now, I'm working on the evaluator system, which is pretty much like a agent supervisor that will act as an intermediary before our tutor bot sends out the funds. So it's gonna like hold all the context and like act as the tutor bot's manager, and, like check through the responses before it actually pays out on the user.
Would be also for the kids actually answering questions. Like models still can have a hallucination, or we need also multiple LLMs to prevent low accuracy. Is it will you have this extra layer of information validation before it actually falls correct?
Yeah, so that's what we're working on when implementing our evaluation system or our orchestrator. Our orchestrator will have like all of the context ready, and then it would act as like you could say like a supervisor for our tutor. And before it disperses any funds, the orchestrator has to check off on all the work being provided to the model.
There's the current models, open source models available to use and train. They also have their own biases for given information, especially when it comes to educational materials. There's no biases. Will you continue using this like existing like ChatGPT models? Working on all parents.
Yes. I'm thinking of using providers like Mistral. Mistral it's kind of like OpenAI, but they have like a mechanism that allows you to customize an agent. And I'm looking into products like that let you like configure your agent and like call them with the API. But Mistral is pretty cool.
There's models, there's no questions you can open the box. Just one big box.
I understand. Any other questions? No, it's okay. So we're thinking of implementing like a Claude sign-up flow where the user or the admin, you could say the parent, implements configures API keys and also configures like wallet addresses, and then as the the sign up or as the user signs up, they'll also input Discord server IDs, and then create a Discord server or a Telegram bot to pretty much.
So then I think the like a fifth page in my understanding just have make a website with
Yeah, that as well. The Eliza OS frameworks provides like a Claude type front end, and I want to create a user flow where a parent can act like an admin, and the student can also have access to that site.
I think we're cheating.
So that's why I want to set it to from like kindergarten to, let's say, 12th grade, and then add different features like task-based features. So an example would be like, hey, go walk 2,000 steps, and if you do, you can get paid out.
Somebody with a parent with needs use your product, there be like use or just need special needs for that use case?
I believe it would need some special tweaks for that use case, and that's a great question. That's something I need to research.
This idea is so cool, and I think you could also make like a really version for like companies that are trying to train people, like to do whatever training. I think you're really cool with that.
Yeah, thanks for the suggestion. We were thinking of pitching to Hadron, like creating a mechanism that can track the progress of founders and like have them paid out based off like milestones.
Something to consider is there's something called Dabl Club AI, what they repository LLM models and what they use for that can use to provide sort of a model instead of ChatGPT. There's another one company where you do that again, it's simply for stuff it's like they for the way to use that case.
Okay, thank you. That's
Matheus, you have to tell Juan that Dabl Club says hi.
Hello.
Is that?
Yeah, join the.
Escape?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
After is Lucas. Richard. Looking back.
Going well, Matheus. Good work. This is really good.
Okay. Audio is good so far?
Yeah, audio's been great.
Good.
Oh, oops, I can't access my screen. Try a different screen.
Are you in StreamYard?
It could either be Fiona or is this Splash?
And then just do something. Another browser, just like here. Close the button. Wait, I talked to my site. Site. I closed. Oh wait, I need it.
I think people join later.
We're getting closer.
Man. Okay. Okay. Come in here, screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it working?
Let me see.
System preferences. Still. Oh. I missed it. Sorry. With Firefox? Wait.
You might need to go to system settings and then allow the share.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Sorry for the last minute pressure, Fiona.
No, it's okay. It's probably just because
Too many tools if thing.
hold on. Did it actually work? Did it actually success?
Halfway there.
Okay.
Alright, hold on, let me just make sure. Sleep.
Feature's good, so yeah, just get your we're good. I can see it.
Okay, alright. A little
Yeah.
this to all right. Sorry. Hi, my name is Fiona Aboud. I am a social impact artist. I've been a social impact artist for the past 2 decades or so, and I've worked all over the world. I've done projects about education, financial inclusion, religious tolerance. And when I entered blockchain about 4 years ago, crypto NFTs, I saw tremendous potential to be able to, send money abroad, to allow for financial inclusion. And I started a project that was helping to support crypto UBI using Impact Market, which is on the Celo blockchain. And I have been thinking and doing a few hackathons around this idea of how to develop more financial inclusion, but have it be more community sustained and have it be more community led, I think is the better way of putting it. Partially because, it's one thing to be an artist and to help a community, or like to be a donor and help a community. But for a community to be able to sustain their own future is better. So I created Impactivism, which is a broad goal of this idea of helping of NFTs being sold in a community they can be anything. It can be art, collectibles, titles, deeds, and have it be like a certain percentage taken by an AI agent and generated a yield using like the Coinbase agent kit that we were shown. And then this bot can automatically assess projects that people are submitting, like local projects. Maybe it's education, maybe it's infrastructure. So people would submit okay, so there's a few aspects, and you'll see in the website. So there is, the idea is, so the treasury would generate yield and people would submit projects, and then the AI bot would assess the viability of different projects and say, this project would get this funding, or, or maybe like, this other project, but there would be like metrics. So the person or the community would have to like submit metrics in order to keep getting funded. So the opportunity in the developing world is that crypto is being adopted like crazy. Like that's one thing that really wowed me about my project that I did for crypto UBI is this community in Brazil doesn't even have access to clean water, but they all have phones and they're all using crypto to buy things like fruit or to buy medicine or to buy water. And there is no trust. Like the Brazilian government has failed communities in Brazil for a long time. Inflation is crazy and people are unbanked. And Celo is doing a lot to solve this. And I want to sort of piggyback on their progress and what they've done and create more opportunities for people. So this is the site. This was like really my first time using any kind of coding. So it was an adventure and I got some things to work, some things do not work. But here would be like a minting page. You have many different kinds of things that can be minted. Here's the marketplace. Our volume is out of control. We're killing it. We're killing it. Our treasure yields we need to work on our treasure yield. Our AI bot needs to hunt for better yields. And then submit projects. So here, someone in the community or a community-based organization could put in their project and say, and then there's a chat bot underneath if you need help developing, and there's sample ideas. So the AI bot would really have those two functions of helping the yield grow and then helping the community choose and basically serve as like an overseer. Like what does this community need? What makes the most amount of sense? What maybe, because a lot of people in the community have a lot of on-chain metrics because they've been doing loans, they've been doing DeFi, they've been collecting UBI, maybe they have a lot of on-chain reputation. So the bot can look at that as well. And yeah, that's impactivism. Yeah. Any questions?
This is like the first time you're coding a website.
The first time I've ever coded. Yeah. Cursor.ai. Cursor.ai and I have become best friends. And I mean, I'm really impressed. Like I teach a group of women like blockchain and crypto stuff. And I'm going to do a whole session because this was magic. Like I was able to be like, do this, do that, don't do this. And when I had questions, like I would go into ChatGPT or Matheus GPT.
Matheus GPT.
So anyway, but does anyone have any questions? I had a little trouble compiling, so that's why you're not seeing me minting. Yes.
Firstly, congratulations, being an amazing website. Just so that I understand the product completely. So you've got community-based platforms for fundraising, for example, DG and Echo or Coins, right? And then you've got a specific different vertical around public goods fundraising.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to understand what you are building exactly. Like, can you give me like one example of a community?
Sure.
Go and fundraise?
Absolutely. So let's say I have a car that I'm selling and I want to have like an on-chain record of that car. So I would go and I would mint this car as like a contract with the person buying it. And I would do the transaction through the site. That way there's no, the paper trail is all online, it's all on chain, and it's submitted and it's on my wallet as well that I've done that. And then 3% of that transaction would then go into this like community pot to then help fund public goods within the community. And the AI agent would be the one choosing which project would get funded because of the fact that, you know, if you have like certain people involved, there's corruption that can happen. I mean, Brazil and the government, there's a lot of corruption, even at a local level or even in a community-based level. So this would really allow for like a decentralization of that decision-making process. Totally, it's the worst.
You've got a normal benefit process over here, and then just the added component is that treasury is sort of managing these function.
Yes.
To say towards.
Exactly.
And how many like the music NFTs that you showed you? I saw that like 3,000 people who bought things. I think are those just numbers you just decide on?
It was just for the site. It's not.
So like we actually create this music NFTs. Basically, like, what sort of NFTs are you?
Well, like a local artist in the community could create an art NFT. The example I'm using is the community that I worked with in Brazil when I did my art NFT. They're making their own NFTs. I was able to send them like a VR headset, some phones, and they're teaching their kids how to make NFTs. So like I could present this to them and be like, hey, I have a platform for you. You know, anyone around the world can buy your NFTs, and then that money can go into helping your community. So that way, like, you know, it allows them this, it's local. That word cracks me up, but like global and local, which I think, you know, is really the future, because we still need to be local because we're for now we're physical beings. So any other questions?
It's like it's more of a marketplace. So for artists, they need their NFT, and for it to be successful, they also need another side. What would be an advantage for us to use this platform versus OpenSea, and how you will be actually scaling and bringing the end user who will be purchasing these NFTs?
That's a really, really good question. I was talking about having the like token rewards for people when they mint, and having some kind of benefit, whether it's at the local level or in the platform itself, to encourage people like to mint on the platform instead of, for instance, like OpenSea or something like that.
What about users? For artists, it's easier, and they can make good people use the proposed platforms. Going to actually track the end user, the person who will be purchasing.
Who's purchasing? I think that that's a really good question. How am I going to encourage the person on the other side? I think that, I mean, for NFTs that are not just, you know, like art or music, like I don't see necessarily in the community that being something that people would necessarily purchase. Maybe tickets to a concert. I think use of like tickets has like a lot of use in NFTs, partially because it's so easy to do, and then you just present it as like a QR code. But I think that, well, in Brazil, you have these like smaller communities that are self-sustaining and they help each other, and the government doesn't do anything. So I think if there was something that was more local and was helpful to a community, I think that people would be incentivized to use it, because it would be yet another source of help for their community, as opposed to, you know, the community that they are a part of, if that makes sense. Like the government doesn't really do a lot to help these like smaller local communities. Yeah, exactly. Like more rural kind of. What's that?
Football field.
Yeah, exactly. Build a football field, like build out, you know, a clean water well, sewers. Oh my God. Some things over there. Thank you.
Yeah, you have questions?
Oh, I'm gonna follow up with her after the fact. Actually, a lot of cool ideas on that. Congratulations on the system.
Thank you.
And it's just behind you.
Lucas, you ready to present?
Good.
Woo!
Video of you too.
I'll tell you.
I got a video of all of them.
This work is able to
Okay, thanks for the StreamYard onboarding.
It's great. They should give us a commission. How many users we're bringing?
It's shared.
Yes.
All good to go. Nice. Good job, Lucas.
Open your mic so I close the here.
Okay. All right, we got it open now. For the hi, can you hear me? Okay, great. Maybe
Good to go.
Coding, do you want to have a crew AI space run and run it? Sure. Okay, I'll run it. Great. All right. We're good to go. All right. Hi, everyone. Awesome presentations. Thank you. It was such a privilege to watch all of them. Thank you for taking the time to listen to ours. Today, we're the COFO AI team. COFO stands for Chief Operating and Financial Officer. We offer complex hybrid support that's humans and AI to handle complex tasks for growing businesses. Specifically, we're targeting businesses with under $50 million in revenue. And we have our site here, and this is our demo, and AI helped us build this site. And for the next part of the presentation, we're gonna walk through how our AI is gonna handle an example financial analyst task, and I'm gonna dive into that. So right here, we've got an Excel spreadsheet with revenue, expenses, a balance sheet with cash and other important financial metrics that I used to see on a daily basis when I was an analyst at Goldman Sachs. So now, actually, Vim is going to take over and run a command. And this tool is going to dive into that. All right, there's the terminal.
Yeah, so basically to do this, we used a framework called Crew AI. This is basically where you can integrate multiple agents to work together. So it's not just one agent doing everything. This is like to prevent hallucinations and, keep it straightforward. So I'll just run this. So it's gonna run each one after another, not at the same time, for each tasks. And basically, the two agents that we have, the first one, it takes the data that we have and it takes all the confusing stuff, takes key insights out of it, and then the second agent basically goes in and makes meaningful models, like analysis and all that stuff, and spits it out into this one, like this table, and then it gives you all the different metrics, like revenue data. You see, then it puts some analysis in semantic words. So then basically this data is then used and it's brought up to our dashboard, which you get to there.
Yeah, so basically, as Vim was saying, the data is compiled, and from there, an AI agent and a manager are going to drive recommendations that you're going to see pop up in this dashboard, and David's going to walk you through that.
So simple step is like the financial dashboard. We always can see the same key metrics, and we want to keep it as simple as possible. We don't want to make it very complicated. We want to empower the end user. In this case scenario, ideally we have came about that this will be our genie. You ask something, you give you what you want, and also the fact that we want it to be something that's simple, and also the fact that what you have saw, like the prompt, this is built on lovable AI. So this is just a prototype of what it could look like, but I still see that each person have different data sets, so we can use that as a way to fine tune and personalize it for each person. This is maybe based on the company that we're currently working with, these are the metrics that they want to see, and we could see into it, and ideally give you suggestions like what are you should do. And with that, as you also go into it, you also have validation of what is the actual data. You can actually see the original table, because some people, we have these new technology, they always have to be skeptical. Are we using the correct numbers? And as a further along from there, we always create like the open dialogue. What other insights can we ask? What other can we find about this? What are we missing? Or what other data should we also looking at? And from there, we can create like a much more powerful solution in a way that we have a way that they are able to run it. Like also the fact that they are able to create like a system with not only like an informed decision, but also having a human as a fail-safe, because no matter how much we trust AI, we also need the fact that it always hallucinate, always need to have more and more analysis, and we need to create more simulation of have a much more valid like data.
Definitely, by having a team of experts with AI on models, we're going to get better and better. And we're planning to use DeepSeek, OpenAI, and Cloud Sonnet so that we hedge our modeling risk. You know, there's a huge underserved niche with small businesses, and that's what we're targeting. With frictionless onboarding and that hybrid approach, we're very confident that we're actually going to get some traction with this. And we're looking to launch pre-orders next week. We're meeting with investors, and yeah. And also want to shout out to Imtiaz there, our team market researcher. This is a $150 billion market opportunity. Businesses spend $150 billion annually on finance software. We believe that we can at least get 20 billion of that as our serviceable, attainable market. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, guys. Any questions that we can answer? Hi.
Just a couple of questions. Is there anything we can
It's a good question. We're really focused on taking things sequentially. I think down the road, we could see an opportunity of building an on-chain component if there is material value from that we're getting feedback from our customers that they want to integrate this into their business. For example, if Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan wants to adopt this tool and they want to conduct on-chain transactions, that's a signal from our customers that we need to adapt to that very quickly. So if that's the case, I would say yes.
Yeah, this is more like, because it's not there yet, it's the ability when you put on chain, because we already have like public data already like currently available. Having on-chain media it's not tamper-proof. It's tamper-proof, so it's not being manipulated, and also it's transparent for all the key figures, so everyone outside and inside can also see it. Additionally, we want to also keep it secure, where some information need to be confidential for sure. But on the future hand, I also think of the possibility of this dashboard also as a control center, where they are able to execute decisions instead of having it go down the line, like because they don't know right now, because sometimes the market changes so fast, you need to execute as quickly as you can. But also the fact that we believe that this is a possibility using smart contract and split contract to make it like much more fail-safe. So say like there's like maybe some anti-laundering or money laundering or KYC, or making sure that they are compliant in that case. So these are some parameters. So the CFO or CEO don't push something and then it's like they push the nuke for no reason. So this way, there's at least that way to check them, and then because there's always going to be either a human error or robot error, we want both of them to keep each other in check.
And these are inside the cash flows that
Yeah.
It's a cash flow
The next iteration of this, you will be able to interact with it, whether that's through voice or through an AI chatbot. What we have built was when we ran our command earlier, when Vim ran that internal, we do have actual live working agents in an organization that are communicating with each other. Building off of that is just the front end interface.
And this is a lot of private information that the company is able to invest in. Isn't that a possibility?
So that's a good question. You know, for public companies, I mean, this is filed as a 10K with the Security Exchanges Commission. For private businesses, we believe that from my experience as a founder of other businesses, building cloud computing and secure environments, that's definitely going to be something that we can manage confidently. And yeah, I mean, in terms of what our customers are looking for, they're looking for a utility while we maintain security of their data. We are going to be saving it in the cloud, but it will be secure. Thank you.
Battery learning.
Say again?
Use battery learning.
That's a really good one, actually, no? Let me see if there's questions here from them.
We do, yeah. You mentioned multi-model potential, Claude, to different models. Are you looking at doing those in series or like in parallel form?
Yeah, let me just make sure I understand what you're saying. So you're saying, I mean, since we mentioned parallel models, are you saying that we're going to do them sequentially or simultaneously?
Exactly. Yep.
I mean, right now we're using OpenAI. It's not using multiple models at the moment, but it's very easy to create a drop down, similar to Davin AI. Yeah. I mean, I like that little drop down. So I mean, open source, but yeah. Thank you. But basically, we can create a drop down and give our customers a preference for different models. My instinct based on finance professionals that I have spoken with is that they are model agnostic. What they care a lot more about is the accuracy of the information, and that actually gives us an advantage to be able to compare results from different models with prompt data to improve the value that we actually drive in these stakeholders' day-to-day businesses and their finance functions and operations, whether that's paying an invoice, doing a cash flow analysis, or even giving recommendations in how to improve a business's bottom line, just like it did here. So this prompt here went through a business's P&L, and their revenue skyrocketed for their AI enablement business. And it's recommending that they increase and invest in sales and marketing costs for AI enablement as that.
Makes sense. Makes sense. It's good work, Lucas. I do have a follow-up question. Does it need or necessarily imply a blockchain need or any kind of on-chain component to it? I'm curious if you've looked at anything like the practical Byzantine fault tolerance to use like on-chain nodes to verify the off-chain results or use of the actual model.
I appreciate the question. Full transparency, we have not really looked into any on-chain or like deep dived any on-chain components. I mean, I actually posted my first smart contract in this boot camp, and I was super excited to learn about that and understand it. I can definitely see where value can be created in that blockchain component. What I really want to do is take our customers' value proposition, because we see this need in the market. And if there's a way to marry some sort of a blockchain solution, we'd definitely be open to pursuing that and building that. I mean, the biggest thing that I take away as a founder, what's the problem that we're trying to solve? And I can see a number of ways blockchain can do that. And so I'm open to discussing that and diving into it.
You're going to discover a lot of opportunities. Good job, guys.
Wonderful. In terms of, so we're planning to launch pre-orders next week. So if you're talking about, well, it's a good question. I mean, as a SaaS provider, I mean, the customer acquisition cost across the industry is pretty. Yeah, we're looking into a SaaS model, and I mean, we're going to spend a significant amount of money going to conferences, meeting with executives, because the people that are going to be using our tools are like high-end decision makers. Like, we're not going to need procurement manager full on the New York subway. We're going to need to go to Cupertino, fly. I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, small businesses. We're also looking at accelerators, like partnering with Y Combinator and their accelerators for startups that are looking for some businesses. Yeah, I mean, businesses under 50 million.
Which get bought by Mercury soon. Mercury.
Mercury, yeah.
Mercury, yeah. Mercury, no?
Oh, Mercury.
The bank.
Oh.
They're doing this kind of automations. They're going to buy you guys.
They're going to be
3-4 million free.
Be fun.
Do it.
Next, more questions? Kalash, let's go. Kill it.
Finished again. Oh,
The last drove 12 hours here. Endure a lot of.
That's wild.
Oh, broke his car, fix his car, broke again. Here. And on my camera.
Nice deep breaths.
if anyone's gonna get a new laptop, get more than 8 gigs.
Yeah.
Always.
Less than 300 oh. Good to go.
Yeah.
Let's be in.
Looks good.
So, hi everyone, I'm Palash, a software engineer, and open your mic. Oh.
Just a minute.
Oh.
Yeah. Now we can get the audio from there. Say something. Don't know. Say.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Palash, and I'm a software engineer who's trying to be a founder. I joined this bootcamp late, so I don't really have a project, but I did want to present like an idea, which I think would be cool to exist in the world. And at some point, I will try and make it exist in the world, just not sure when. It's called Dash Monkey, and the core idea behind that is to control your monkey brain in order to make money. The insight here is that making money or keeping it, for that matter, is like 10% skill and 90% psychology. Don't quote me. But that's the basic idea behind it. And the goal is to hand it off to a virtual pet, which is also an embodiment of your financial health. It's linked to your data and it's affected by it. It is overly dramatic, so it has access to all your transactions. And for example, if you do too many club visits, it's going the pet's liver is going to go bad, and you don't want that. The goal is to provide like real visual feedback to users, so in hopes of catching like negative patterns quickly, so they can better their habits. There's a small private philosophical objective for me as well, which is to blur the lines between digital and physical, and kind of step into the buzzword of metaverse. Um, how it does this is there's like a bunch of tools and resources that would be on it. So one would be an expense tracker, which would be like an OCR on steroids. The idea behind that is like you take any receipt, take a photo, and put it up there so that the monkey knows about your expenses. Then there's also a recipe marketplace. So the goal here is to feed your pet monkey healthy recipes. So save 30% of your paycheck, or invest, don't trade, stuff like that. And a whole marketplace around that where you can copy each other's recipes, which is what I was actually trying to build over the last 2 days, but I didn't have enough time. Then of course, like goal setting and financial planning. So I want to buy a car, so the monkey kind of saves $1 every paycheck or whatever, or every day it does a DCA or something like that, and other stuff with it. The goal again is to provide the user with like more mind space, so they're not thinking about finances, and the monkey is handling everything for them. Just a quick aside, this project kind of came to life when I went down the rabbit hole of India Stack. For those of you who don't know, India Stack is like a set of open protocols. It started with identity, then they have like financial data on top of it, and then they're expanding it to health as well. So another addition to this could be adding health information here. So because the idea behind that being, if you are healthy, you are going to spend less. So that again helps you save money. Where does AI fit in? The monkey is a programmatic entity. You can think of like Tamagotchis, but in 2025 or 2030. OCR to track every purchase. Then the basic LLM use case, which is like an assistant, domain-specific assistant. Web3 plus AI, the fun stuff. You could have federated learning for better models, specifically for OCR, where, if like you take a photo of the receipt, the OCR outputs something, you correct it, and then your personal model improves. And then at some point you publish those model weights to the network, and you are rewarded for it eventually. And then also the monkey lives on chain and perhaps also acts on your behalf. Yeah, the whole idea is to control your monkey brain, and that's about it. Any questions?
Yeah, you say you want to get what are could you elaborate on that? What do you
With the metaverse? So for me, like metaverse has like a lot of meanings. I personally think of it as like the blurring of like the digital and the physical. So at some point, I'm hoping that like you think of the monkey, or the monkey starts thinking of itself as you, or you start thinking of the monkey as no, you start thinking of yourself as the monkey, and in that way, you're kind of meta. Does that make sense? No, I know, but like, does that make sense?
Yeah, it kind of does. I think it's what you're saying.
Yeah. So I think a good analogy might be yes, basically. Oh no, just a screen. Like you just like a screen, your app, whatever. If you want your text. Yes. So not that. It's more like a metaverse in your mind, right? Yeah. Not like like you're not. I'm not imagining like everyone's wearing like the Vision Pro everywhere. Yeah. And yeah. It's more of a passion idea at this point. Yes. But I would love to work on it like starting tomorrow, provided somebody is willing to fund it. So yeah, like I really think like this is a cool thing that could exist on like in the world, and I think it could also be like a really good public good. Exactly, yeah. And then the other cool thing I like about this is that it will use Web3 a lot, and hopefully move out from the hype meme coin bullshit of Web3. And like, yeah, so that's a goal too. You had a question? Yes. How? Right. So in the middle there was this recipe marketplace, which is loosely you could think of it as like a copy trading platform. That's all Web3, because like let's say you are an expert trader or like a financial planner or something, you create this recipe and you can deploy it as an NFT. I mint it, and now my monkey is also following the same thing. Yes. So for example, let's say the recipe is every day I want to save 5%, or sorry, $5 in this pool, or or this savings account or whatever. And provided I also have that access to the savings account like that, then I can copy your recipe rather than creating my own and dealing with all of that. Then the other thing is yes. So the the other main objective would be like Web3 kind of gives networks power and money. So this would help create like a network of individuals who are motivated in a similar direction. And so at that point, it becomes a little more social as well. But yeah, happy to like talk more about this after, because pizza's right here. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So that will happen. But I want to go like a little beyond that with like, I really want to bring like effective change in like people's behavior. And yes, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, but I want to move away from meme coins. I don't like the meme aspect of Web3. Okay. So, one last the discussions, like this lines on the discussions. I would be very grateful if think they'd be very grateful if they want to like comments on the Google Drive, just so that like if I end up doing this, more ideas. Can I have another food?
Right? Good. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Whenever the meme coins ready, let us know.
Aditya, right?
Yeah.
Good stuff, Matheus.
Yeah. Yeah, we have more than 100 viewers now. That's good. Even Saturday. We're hot.
165 is what I see.
Good. Yeah. Open your mic there, man. Let me see here.
He's in the studio. We're looking good there. Mic's open. Just need the screen share.
Okay, I'll mute myself then.
Yep. His mic's good. Now we just need the screen share.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Pro.
Right? Can I start? Perfect. Hi, my name is Aditya Naya. I'm a CS grad student at NYU. And throughout this workshop, I got to learn a lot about AI and decentralized blockchain. And I decided to get a proof of concept out of it. So I have actually built Trust News. So it's a proof of concept for now. And at the end, I will be showing you guys a UI demonstration through a website. Now, before I get into what Trust News is, I want to talk about why I actually decided to build this application. So here we have an image. This image has been taken from the Ground News website. What is unique about Ground News is the way that it actually curates news. It actually takes news from different news publications from across the world and then rates it based on how left-leaning, right-leaning, or neutral the news is. The reason why this is done is because so that it caters to a wide audience, and also the audience has a choice to decide whether they want to view the news or not based on their ideologies. And users can actually like filter the news and decide whether they actually want to view it or not. Now, one way the news is actually collected is through a centralized process. And this is where I realized that there is a use of blockchain and AI. So before we get into this, like what I built, let's talk about certain problems that are there with Ground News. Now, let's say, for example, Ground News is being operated in a country where there's an authoritarian government. And one of the news articles that was posted was highly critical of that authoritarian government. What they can do is they can actually ban certain news publications, which can result in a skewed or manipulated result within the news articles. And as a result, this leads to biased news, and it also compromises the accuracy and ability of the application. So one of the main reasons why this actually arises is because of the centralized way of collecting and verifying the news articles. So What is my solution? My solution is called as Truth News. So it's basically one way is to use AI agents to collect news sources from all across the world through the web. And the authenticity of this news can actually be verified through decentralized blockchain nodes. And as a result, news manipulation and censorship will significantly become more difficult. So this is a very, very simple idea and a proof of concept that I have developed. And if you see this diagram over here, you can see that ground news is at the bottom. And on the top, you have a lot of news articles that are actually collected by AgentKit, which is Coinbase's own AIX blockchain development. And once this news is actually collected, it is actually verified by various nodes on its validity. And based on that, the news is actually said whether it's more right-leaning, left-leaning, or more neutral. Now, let's try to understand what are some of the use cases of this application. Basically, it's one way of actually aggregating news from all over the world. You can have a platform where you can collect news from multiple sources and verify its authenticity using blockchain, thereby reducing misinformation. Second is decentralized journalism. This application allows journalists to publish news directly through tamper-proof blockchain methods, therefore ensuring credibility and censorship. Now, what's the feasibility? Finally, when we make a product, we need to understand whether it will be feasible in the market or not. So right now, there's a growing demand for unbiased and transparent news sources, and therefore there is some new market opportunity for decentralized news validated via blockchain. Moreover, as social media users are increasing and due to the use of AI, there is a lot of misinformation that is being actually presented. And media bias also drives the need for AI-powered decentralized news aggregation platforms. Now, there are some challenges that I face in actually bringing this application to life, and one of them is scalability issues. There's a huge amount of transactions that have to be done for verifying the large number of news articles, and therefore it will be a lot of resource and time consuming to use blockchain. Second, there's also an adoption barrier because traditional news media organizations would not want to actually use blockchain because it might disrupt their business models. Now, before I actually summarize everything, I would just like to show you guys the UI that I built for the application. So this is Trust News. It's a very simple proof of concept. Now, if I click on news feed over here, you can see that there's verified news feed. This is how the UI would look when the application is actually complete. This is all hard-coded data for now. So you can see there's a lot of news with a trust score and like what kind of news type it is, how many validators actually worked on validating the news, and whether the news has been verified or not. Now, in case if there is some kind of an authoritarian government that is trying to actually censor the news will actually be flagged because and its trust score will be low. So there will be potential alerts like this, therefore showing that this news may have been altered by the authoritative government. So this is basically Trust News. You can also validate. You can also become your own validator. You can connect your wallet and then you can add news that you want to validate. Moreover, you can also contribute news articles that may be validated by other people, and therefore overall collectively improve independent journalism across the world. Thank you. So do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, well, why do you think blockchain is going to disrupt?
Oh yeah. So one of the main reasons why there's a huge difficulty in moving from traditional finance, just like banking, to blockchain is because of how difficult the technical terms are to understand for people. One of the reasons why this workshop is being conducted is because a lot of people from the non-technical background are finding it difficult to understand what blockchain is, and that's why they have come over here to actually learn it. So the same thing also applies to news media organizations and their business models. It's just not fit to add decentralization into it, and that's why they want to come for workshops. They might want to learn what blockchain is and how they can actually integrate this kind of technology into their business models. Yeah, they just don't understand it, and because they do not understand it, they do not want to add it to their business model because it might technically break something that's already fixed.
We thought about social media posts, and we just post anything online. Like if we had to sit down and validate it, like reference each of that.
Yeah, so like one of the use cases would be like to actually like check for misinformation in social media posts. But one of the issues that comes over there is like who's actually validating it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I really did. The post something I had to put two links to like reference it.
Yeah.
Dramatically reduced media contents.
Want to address? You raise your hand, right?
Yeah, guys, yeah, I think just one question. So you mentioned blockchain nodes can be used for the verification of different news
Articles, yeah.
Can you elaborate a bit on that? Because from my understanding, ground news also gives the rating whether it's left neutral or not.
Yeah.
What's the other company once you involve with blockchain? How are they doing the competition?
Oh yeah. So like we like there'll be many validators that will be across the globe. So it's all decentralized, and what blockchain allows is for these nodes to actually like validate based on like what the person thinks is the like what this news is more lining towards. Is it more left leaning, more neutral, or right leaning? And based on this, based on what the news article is all about, then all of these validators will then come to a final conclusion that this article is like more left leaning, right leaning, or neutral. So that's where like blockchain could actually be useful. Like let's say that like certain news articles are like censored in a particular country, right? So if because they're censored, they're actually not able to like contribute to whether this article is what kind of article this is. So in this way, like blockchain, since it is distributed and decentralized, and it's more like tamper proof, it's much more like what you can say like open, and it will like tell you accurately like what kind of news it might be.
Do I have to put some information over here that in terms of I can put some stake over here that me as an entity or an organization says that this is correct and fine. And if the market thinks something else, I can discuss with them. Idea that you guys are looking for.
So like one of the ideas is like if someone wants to like stake something on it, like it might create some kind of a conflict of interest later in the future, right? So for validators, what we are trying to do is like we're trying to like incentivize them, like provide them some kind of like native token, like so that they actually like keep processing and like keep checking whether news articles are actually right or wrong, or like what kind of news articles they are. Yeah, like so in a way we could also like integrate like a reputation system. So only like the top rated validators who actually like pump out the right information, actually like prove the veracity of the news article, only they will actually be the ones who will be allowed to like validate. So even there'll be like a restriction on like how many nodes can actually validate the news article. So we
they will gain credibility.
So they will gain credibility. So one of the ways that they will gain credibility is like based on the news. So human beings themselves know like what kind of news where does it almost like lean towards. So if there are a lot of validators that are like not actually doing the right validation, they will get to know that this news article is actually like leaning the other way around. So then those validations are basically fake, and then their reputation will actually go down because of that. So we can add a system to like check whether the credibility is there or not. If the credibility is going low, so we reduce the reputation. Yeah.
News article that was saying this protest is almost Facebook, but then the image is like everything burning in the background.
Yeah.
The AI would be able to check that, and even if a government wants to censor, you would have that in blockchain. It would be completely censorship resistant, right? So with ground news right now, anyone can take that website down, but if that's in IPFS now, it's going to be alive forever.
Yeah.
No one can just paint over, right?
And also like we are trying to like use AI agents to also like detect is there some kind of malicious code or something that's like unusual in the news articles. Like just like Matheus said that there's an image that shows that it's like chaos, but everything's written as peaceful. The AI agent will actually be able to detect that there's something wrong in what's being like stated and what's being actually shown on the news article.
So just one last question: would the validators be required to provide the meaning of the article, or would they the owners of the different data points where the verifiability of that would be on the validators?
For right now, we have actually like not thought about like how much like power, like how much like responsibilities would the validators have. So like this is still a proof of concept. Like we're still thinking and like trying to like what are the like edge cases that we could have where some kind of a validator, how much responsibility would a validator have? Like we're trying to like think and ponder over it. Yeah. Yeah. Good question. I've actually not I've not thought about it. Maybe yeah. That would be a good opportunity actually. Yeah.
There's a lot of foundations out there that have like grants for graduate students. I think that would be a cool
Yeah, definitely. This is one of the major issues in the world right now. Actually finding out if a news is actually fair. It does not have to be fair because people will not actually agree to whether this news is right or wrong. There's no way of convincing people. But if we can make people believe that this news is more leaning towards certain something, they can choose to whether they want to believe it or not. That's what ground news does, and I think it's a very good concept. So it does not create a platform for arguments or hate among people. So it's people's choice whether they actually want to view the news or not.
Yeah. A lot of people would pay money to shut this down.
But they would be confident.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's worth fighting.
Yeah.
Who has any questions? Devils are deviling. Any questions? Yeah, you're
You
live.
got a room full of smart people. They asked all the questions I had in mind, and the team's got great answers. There's a lot of viability in this. No, good job.
Thank you. Yeah, that was great. It's quite wraps it. Let me put the computer here.
Is that everybody, Matheus?
That's it. All the groups presented. Wait here. Yeah, is there anyone else? Anyone? Yeah, Abhishek. Abhishek's around here. No. Yeah, we went through 9 groups. All good. Yeah. So we're here. Everyone presented. Yeah. Let me tell you, thank you all for participating. That was a great week. I see that this is a starting of a lot of good projects. Thank you all. Any last words? Hale, don't know if Colin's there too. Mel.
Yeah, so at least for me here on my side of things, every one of y'all have something that Dabl Club's ready to help support you, continue to flesh it out, build on top of these concepts. There's a lot of really good ideas here. Some in particular I'm really excited about, but we play no favorites at Dabl Club. We're a technical resource hub. And so from first website deployment all the way to agent forums, saw lots of wonderful things. And just a big reminder, thank you, Matheus, honestly, for facilitating all of this. So I'll be able to reach out to everybody and get in contact with you after the fact, because we really want to help y'all turn these ideas into fully fleshed out projects.
Thank you. Thank you as well. Let's wrap it. Let's go for pizza. Everyone that's in there, maybe order some pizza. We're great. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, folks. Yeah, come here. Let's see. I think Colin's in the backstage. He might hop up here with me in just a moment here, but we are just wrapping things up here at that Agent Camp New York City edition. This is live presentations and demo day. We saw some wonderful projects. I've already got an ambitious list here of people that I need to follow up with and help them turn these good ideas into full-blown projects, which is what Dabl Club is here to help you do as well. We're not just in real life, we're not just virtual, we're everywhere, all the time, all at once. And so by all means, if you personally are interested in project building or learning more about AI agents or learning more about blockchain, Solidity, smart contracts, DeFi, NFT marketplaces, real world assets, tokenization, take your pick. This is what Dabl Club's here to do. We dabble in all things interesting on the tech frontier. And so by all means, we appreciate everybody at Agent Camp New York City, especially to Matheus Pagani from Venture Minor, for all the hard work that he put into facilitating this. And so we look forward to more Agent Camps in the very near future in multiple different in real life locations. And if you are unaware of any kind of Dabl Club or Agent Camp presence in your particular locale, then it's time to reach out to Dabl Club. Reach out to myself here. I'm Kale. I go by my Callium in the Telegram and everywhere else that's digitally present. And you can find us. So that way you can bring us on to your ideas and let us know how we can help you turn things technical. I'm going to pull Colin up here from the backstage. I think he's got a special guest with him at this moment.
Hi, everyone. I thought Purple should come and make a show for our Agent Camp NYC. We'll be hosting Purple on the show as many times as we can. She is on Warpcast as Purple the dog, if you want to follow Purple. She's our official mascot for Agent Camp, that's right. And we'll see you guys in Denver as well. We'll be hosting an Agent Camp Builder Coffee on the 26th and a demo day on the 27th. So it'll be really exciting to have you guys. We're going to send out applications to apply to be a part of our batch of the new Dabl Grow program. We'll be providing support and advice for startup founders and helping you get grants and other funding opportunities. If you go to polygon.technology/grants, you can see all the awesome grants that we have available right now. One of them is for Eliza AI agents. Another one's by Crossmint for agents on chain. And there's 5 different programs that you can apply for, and we'll help you and guide you throughout the process. So you can join us, and you can always find us on dabl.club, and you can join our Telegram chat group, and you can find us. And me and Kale will have calls with you, and we'll also Matheus. If you request Matheus, we can get you a call with him. So if you want to talk about your startup, or if you're just in that ideation phase, we're happy to chat with you and give you some advice on how to set the milestones for your grant application. And if you are in San Francisco or Denver in the next month, we'll be there and we'll be hosting in-person events. And Kale here runs our global community, so he's got big plans all over the world to have something like 10 different cities host their own agent camp, because getting together in person, I think, was really important. And I think there's some of this technology stuff that, it really helps to just have someone right next to you that you can ask a quick question. And so the online version is exciting. We have hundreds of people watching each episode and thousands of people registering. So I think we're going to scale up and have these camps all over the world. So if you want to be a speaker, please reach out to us and let us know, and we'll put you on and you can demo your project. Or if you have a class you want to teach, we're always looking for more sponsors. Polygon has been an amazing sponsor. And we've been building AI agents on Polygon for over a year now. So this is 1 year going now for the Dabl Club. So and I think Kale has been along for most of that ride. So excited to see you guys in Denver.
Absolutely. Make 2025 your year to dabble with us. All right, everybody. Thank you for your time. Go ahead, Colin.
Oh, also thank you to the Hadron team, Hadron Founders Club, hadronfc.com. They hosted the Agent Camp New York City, and they have an amazing program. So if you're looking to fundraise and you're looking to build your company, the Founders Club is the place to go. If you are in New York or Dubai, they have programs that you can sign up for. So check out Hadron Founders Club.
And that's a great segue too, because if you're out there and you're watching all this excitement and you want to just aggregate people like these builders working these projects, and you know about venues, you know about locations, or you've got a city that you think needs our support to make something happen there, make sure you reach out to us and we'll bring our enthusiasm and our support to wherever you're at as well. All right, Colin, you ready to call it a wrap? Go enjoy our Saturday night?
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us.